CeeDee Lamb missing huge opportunities in this game. Could have had way more fantasy points, even though he had a banger of a night. Dak Prescott was left, holding a big goose egg practically, even though it wasn't all his fault. But there's a lot to go over. And then we got the Christian McCaffrey panic chamber will ensue. We are here to discuss not only this man AJ Brown in the panic chamber, but also Christian McCaffrey in the panic chamber as well. Let's drop Christian McCaffrey in here. We're talking about both these individuals, both in the panic chamber. And I'm not even going to mess around. I'm going to hit the panic chamber doors and close them on both of them. We are concerned.
You are in the panic chamber.
The Fantasy Football Show. Breaking news edition mixed with a Thursday night recap show edition, which we do every single Thursday night. That show begins right now. File on in.
The FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
You are entering the panic chamber, brought to you by theattic.shop. Vintage movie tees and hoodies. Are you a panicked Peter? Let's find out. You are entering the panic chamber.
Chamber.
I'm not going to say I told you so on both accounts, but I'm going to say I told you so. We said, and I'm not saying you can make determinations about AJ Brown right now. Like, there's certainly a world where he bounces back and is great. But let me tell you why the red flags are present, why the red flags were present for me before the game, and the outcome supports everything that I said about AJ Brown. So these are both panic chamber players, and we're closing the doors.
You are in the panic chamber.
On both of them. And that's just the way it is. You can think what you want, say what you want. This was a game that really shouldn't have been in hand, but it started off with the Jalen Carter spitting a loogie on Dak Prescott. Now, there is footage of Dak kind of rage baiting him, and he spat first in kind of the direction of the huddle, but he didn't spit on Jalen Carter. Okay, so no matter what, if you spit in front of somebody, you've got to have self-control. Carter then went up and spit on Dak Prescott. And who knows if they suspend him for another game, he's going to face a huge fine. But a lot of things could have shaped how this game went, honestly. But if you're going to start using like Carter or other maybe deficiencies that the Eagles were facing, an abnormal situation, well, you got to also look at the Dallas Cowboys drops and everything Dak Prescott had to endure. I know a lot of people are going to be pissed off at Dak Prescott. We got Javonte Williams jumping back on the map. Javonte season? Is that what we're talking about here? We got Javonte season. Lamb had a good day, but Lamb crapped the bed at the same time. Dak Prescott didn't do well because CeeDee Lamb was dropping the damn ball. 4 drops for Lamb chops. Inexcusable, especially when they're big plays, when there's potential touchdowns on the line. And I know a lot of people are going to draw some conclusions and panic overall on the Cowboys, but I think it's maybe time to buy Dallas Cowboy players facing a very brutal matchup, even with the deficiencies that were allowing this game to be in hand. But there's a lot to digest here. I think the Eagles, like we talked about before the show started, the Eagles are kind of a concern because, look, teams don't always stay on top. They win, then they fall back down. Something happens. OCs leave like that now. You win it all, you leave, and that changes the dynamic of the team. The last time the Eagles lost their OC, they dropped off for a year, had to reassess, replace OC, bring in Kellen Moore, bring in Fangio. They fixed everything, but losing their offensive coordinator, some of the other losses in general for this team is going to make it a little bit different feeling. And I've said this all offseason. I like Jalen Hurts from a fantasy football perspective. He's a top 4 or 5 quarterback lock. Look at the rushing the man did tonight. I'll show you if you missed it. Jalen Hurts on the right side of this screen here, 152 yards. That's what he does. He doesn't throw the ball. He's not a good throwing quarterback. You can say what you want. This defense is awful. The Dallas Cowboy defense is pitiful. And this man is not a good throwing quarterback. He is a good facilitator. He's a good game manager on top of being one of the best runners in the league. If he was not a good runner, if he didn't have the tush push and a good, ability and skill set to run the ball, he would be an average quarterback at best, might not even linger in the league. Like, that's how good his rushing capabilities are. He's not a great passing quarterback. This is what he does. 152, no passing touchdowns. Yeah, this is a good completion percentage, but it's because they're all dump offs. A.J. Brown was nowhere to be found, and it's not A.J. Brown's fault, but this is part of why A.J. Brown has been a complete stay away in round 2. He's got the injury concern for the knees. He has knee surgery every offseason, cleanups. That's eventually going to add up. You can't keep cutting off the meniscus and expect the knee to be balanced. Imagine going into your brake pads and cutting your brake pads all up. You're eventually going to have your car off balance. Nothing's going to work. That is a huge long-term concern. A huge long-term concern. And then on top of that, he's had the hamstring issue, and he's been out of camp, the rust. Whenever you're sitting a little bit and have a hamstring issue, or preseason rather, when you're sitting preseason action, when you're not really doing things to the capability you should be doing them, meshing with your team, jiving, you can have a little rust. On top of the fact that his quarterback is just not a gunslinger. 152 against the Dallas Cowboys. Now, you could swing over here and make fun of Dak all you want. That's fine, and that's fair. I'm not saying you can't do that in this game. 21 of 34, 188. But we saw CeeDee Lamb drop ball after ball tonight. Even though Lamb chops on the left side of the screen, 7 receptions for 110 yards. Very nice night. 13 targets. But the man dropped 5 or 4 balls tonight. So we're upset about that. But he still delivered. He still was amazing. I mean, this guy he doesn't drop anything. His girl tried to grab his second phone during the NFL draft, and she couldn't grab that from him. The guy's got hands like no other, but for some reason, he didn't bring his A game tonight, and Dak struggled mightily because of it. And if you look at Dak's line, again, 0 touchdowns, 188. Dak had a bad day. He had a real bad day at the office. Javonte Williams had 2 touchdowns, 54 yards, 15 carries, 3.6 a pop. Looked aggressive, looked good. Miles Sanders' fumble didn't help either. 4 rushes, 53 yards. George Pickens, 3 of 30, 4 targets. That's going to make George Pickens a great buy low. And I'm going to talk about why George Pickens is a great buy low right now. You're not going to be able to sell him off the week. Don't panic and try and sell him for pennies on the dollar. You won't get rid of him. No one's going to be buying Pickens right now. They're going to be petrified Peters about this passing attack and Dak having 0 touchdowns and it looking awful tonight. It looked awful tonight for the Dallas Cowboys, especially if you're a box score Bobby and you come in and you start looking at the box score. You comb through this because you're too busy, doing the dishes or something, not watching football like you should be. And you sit there and you go, box score Bobby, I'm going to come in here and analyze this. All right, prepare for take 1. All right, action.
He's a box score Bobby.
No, you come in at the box score Bobby and you say to yourself, this Dak Prescott's no good. Dak had a good day. Dak was doing the best he could, and he didn't get any support from his team. And there were some bad throws for sure. He had 2 really, really bad throws back-to-back when he's trying to get into the end zone. Threw one right at a helmet of a player Ferguson's trying to catch it over him. He doesn't know how to moss somebody. And then there's another bad throw. Then another throw got tipped. But you can blame tip passes on the quarterback as well. We got 1,200 people from YouTube, and we got about 300 or so from X. So if you guys could subscribe to the channel, you're going to miss so much content. This show goes live after every game. That's Sunday morning, afternoon games when they're over. I go live to recap. I go live after the Sunday night game. I go live after the Monday game. I go live after the Thursday game. I go live whenever news breaks, and I go live every single day at 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, on top of every single midnight, no matter what. We're doing it live. So hit that thumb up button. We need at least 500 likes, 1472 in the building. Guys, we're concerned on several fronts tonight. This is a panicked live stream. This is a panicked
alert.
Panic time.
Panic mode initiated.
I'm going to wake up the whole house here at Casa de Smitty because there is a lot to be panicked about. a lot to be panicked about. First and foremost, the Christian McCaffrey news being dropped 1 hour before opening kickoff is insane. It feels a lot like last year, smells a lot like last year. Shanahan was even at the podium earlier yesterday going, I can't assume he's lying. I think he's been fine. He looks great. And then what? Today we have now a calf injury for Christian McCaffrey. This news, if you've been sleeping under a rock during the entirety of the game, this news dropped right before kickoff, about an hour or less before kickoff. Christian McCaffrey has a calf injury and was limited in practice today. Now, you can say what you want if you're a Niner fan or a Christian McCaffrey drafter. I told you not to draft the guy, but you went ahead and did it anyway, and you're going to be in my chat going, it's a strain, relax. It's a strain. Hey, Smitty, he's going to be fine. I know nothing about the situation. He's going to be fine, Smitty, relax. It's just a calf injury. It's just a calf injury? It's just a calf injury for a person as bilateral chronic, which means doesn't go away. Chronic means it's going to get worse and worse and worse. He has bilateral, which means both legs, chronic Achilles tendonitis. And going to Germany and getting injections isn't going to take that away. It's only going to subside it. It's only going to try and heal some of the swelling and flare-ups and inflammation to get him as right as you can get him to send him back on the field as long as he'll last until he has a flare-up. He's obviously having some sort of flare-up. The calf injury is an indicator that the Achilles is screaming, hey, be careful up there. Tell somebody not to run me out onto the field or I'm going to blow an Achilles tendon. And when you have bilateral, both your Achilles are wearing at the same time. Going back to the vehicle example, if your brake pad on one side of your vehicle is down to the nub and you're hearing the squealer go, it's at the point where you need to replace your brakes. Is the other brake likely good to go? Or is the other brake pad worn just the same? They wear at the same rate. These injuries, when we're talking about an Achilles tendon, they're not freak injuries. They're not, oh, Smitty, he'll be fine. This is a freak injury. It's not a freak injury. The Achilles tendon, which connects up to the calf, and that's why the calf is a signal, a screaming cry for help a lot of the time. Not always, but a lot of the time. Halliburton in the NBA, calf injury, tore his Achilles tendon. I bet you Greenlaw, in the Niners, a defensive player that ran out on the field during the Super Bowl tour, I bet you he had some sort of calf tweakness or weird feeling in his calf. Aaron Rodgers was wearing a calf sleeve. He had calf injury and tore his Achilles tendon. It's a signal, not always, but a very, very strong signal. And when the man has bilateral chronic Achilles tendonitis, I'm going to go ahead and assume that the calf injuries, 99.9% of the time, are telling you that he's about to blow his Achilles tendon. And you can listen to me or you can not. You can keep ignoring me. Go draft him. Have a good day. Have a great day. Go have a field day. Smitty, but when he's on the field, he's the best player in the league. Smitty, but when Christian McCaffrey, according to us, the other shows, the Mickey Mouse content creator, when McCaffrey's on the field, he's the best player in the league. So is LaDainian Tomlinson. Good one, John. So if LaDainian Tomlinson came back and was healthy and a kid again, would he be good? Yes, he'd be the best player on the field. We can throw around hypotheticals all we want. If I had a tail, would I be a better host if I had a tail? I don't know. We'll never know. Will McCaffrey be the best player on the field ever again? No, because we'd never know. It's a hypothetical that will never happen. I'll never have a tail. McCaffrey will never be healthy again. Even if he plays 2, 3, 4 games, even if his calf injury ends up being kind of a false alarm of sorts. For now, it is an indicator that his Achilles tendon is not at its best. And at some point, he will blow his Achilles tendon. One of them will blow. The other one could do the same thing. They're being worn at the same rate. The Achilles tendonitis is not something that's freak. It's wear and tear. Wear and tear you can't undo. You can't put tread back on the tires. This is full-blown panic mode for Christian McCaffrey. Let me take A.J. Brown out real quick and focus on McCaffrey solely right now. This is full-blown panic mode. This is, you should have never drafted him to begin with. You couldn't even cuff him if you tried because Brian Robinson Jr. was acquired after you drafted, and so now you're stuck without the cuff. You're scrambling. You hope you get Garendo. You hope you get Jordan James. You're hoping you hit on that. You're not gonna. It's going to be a very tough, tall order. 1,600 of you on YouTube, about 300 or 400 on Twitter. Twitter people, go over to YouTube, subscribe. Please subscribe if you're on YouTube and you're new. We go live more than anybody, in my opinion. And so we're here to talk about this man and what you do if you've got him. What are you going to do? Who's gonna trade for Christian McCaffrey right now? Nobody. So you're unfortunately in a bad spot where you've got to wait. You own him. You've made your bed. You're going to have to sleep in the bed. You're going to have to hope that this thing turns around. And if, let's say, this calf injury ends up being a nothing burger, there will be at least one ambulance chaser in your league. You probably got to bait him somehow. You probably got to say, it looks like Christian McCaffrey's going to be fine. I was almost tempted to trade him away. Throw that line out there to your league chat. Or if someone poked around about it, or you send some sort of trade offer and you could say to somebody, say it to all 11 people in your league, was going to send you a McCaffrey offer, but now he's okay, I'm not going to. Your only shot is trickery. Your only shot is sorcery. That is a psychological tactic that might help you get someone that is the ambulance chaser to bite. Now, 10 other owners might go, yeah, don't want to go there. But the one ambulance chaser might say, really? You were gonna? Let me send you an offer. And you got to go after a Hendy, a Harvey, a Hampton. You might have to go after Breece Hall and a wide receiver. You might have to resort to going to the mattresses on this one. There's no way to get out of this unscathed. You're going to have to get scathed. There's just no way you can be untouched from this situation. You can't come out whole. You can't come out with a top 5 or 7 overall draft selection value in return in exchange for Christian McCaffrey. Now, if you own Brian Robinson Jr., the first thing you do in the morning or now, wake up your buddies, is say, hey, Steven, what do you want for Brian Robinson Jr.? Okay, bye. Hang up on him. The fact that he even insulted you with some sort of like, I don't know that I need. Okay, bye. Hang up on him. Hang up on him. Just hang up on him. Like the car dealership. Get up and walk out. This guy's going to be clamoring for your Brian Robinson Jr. If you got Brian Robinson Jr., you're holding him over the Christian McCaffrey owner's head. And even if McCaffrey ends up being deemed ready for week 1, this is so important. This does not mean he's out of the woods. In fact, it's probably worse. If Christian McCaffrey had a calf injury or strain or tingle or anything going on in his calf, it is a warning sign, and he has yet to exhaust his calf at the clip that he will in game. There's no way running around like a monster on the practice field, even in pads, even taking some light hits, is going to exercise and fire off that calf like one play of real live action football where you are sprinting, you are flexing, your adrenaline's going, you're running a little bit faster than your body's capable of in a practice, even if you're trying to go full speed in both settings. The adrenaline makes you fire off your muscles even more tensely, and you're going to get hit left and right and have that misdirection where your Achilles and ankle, just right now with your feet are on the ground right now, just kind of sway back and forth, put a little bit of weight on one side and a little bit of weight on the other, and just feel your muscles tightening up. Your Achilles tendon is that cord feeling a tendon down below your calf, right, that connects into your heel. That thing is like a cord. And when you put a little weight and go like this, you'll feel it fire off. And imagine a 300-pound lineman jumping on you unexpectedly and you having to fire off that Achilles tendon, flexing it, turning it, twisting it. This thing is going to snap. If he's got even a tingle, if they have any sort of remnants of an injury, if he's got a strain of any level, the lowest grade of the lowest grade of the lowest grade of the lowest remnants of a grade, he's going to go out there and tax it. And if he's feeling something now, he will feel something coming out of Sunday. And if he's lucky not to tear his Achilles tendon on Sunday, there's not enough recovery time from week to week to not stack bad weeks upon bad weeks. And eventually a man that is subject to flare-ups with his chronic bilateral Achilles tendonitis isn't going to get worse progressively. The only shot this man has, and I think this is probably in the cards, is they sit him for a couple weeks just to be certain. And that's going to feel a lot like last year, where at the 11th hour, Shanahan and this team feels like they're lying to you again. The news, they just aren't honest with the news. They aren't honest with what's going on. There's no way, and the acquisition of Brian Robinson smells so fishy, and did at the time, that maybe there was something. Maybe they felt like, okay, he had a little tingle. there in the calf. And sometimes it is, you might be laughing, but sometimes you feel some sort of tingle and weird strain in the calf, and you're not sure what it is, but you're like, this doesn't feel right. The other one's not feeling like this. I never used to feel these little sensations. Once your calves start having issues, it's so hard to go out there and be 100% for year upon year. And then on top of that, again, this is a signal of the bigger underlying problem. The calf isn't even the problem. The calf is a problem in itself. Anybody with a calf injury, those are very hard to shake off. And the recidivism of a calf injury is extremely high. And the window of re-tearing or re-injuring or causing a problem again with the calf, even if it's a small strain, is a 10 to 14 day window, which means that Christian McCaffrey won't even be in the clear of a calf injury if he does return and play on Sunday until walking into that next game about midweek of the week going into week number 2. This is such a red flag and concern. And even if he plays, it's even more risky. Even if he doesn't play, there's risk when he comes back. This is just loaded with the risk. The man has chronic bilateral Achilles tendonitis. It's not going away, people. Who do you cuff? I like Smitty, but he's full of baloney. Here, how about I just send you packing? Because this is the second stream that you've been coming in here and acting like you don't enjoy the show, so I'll free you from it. There, you're gone. You're going to come in here and you're going to run your mouth in the chat constantly about how I'm full of this, how I'm full of that. You're just so mad. You were in here earlier, so mad that I'm telling you negativity about your boy Christian McCaffrey. So go to a channel that is just going to lie to you and tell you whatever you want to hear. So you're free. You're free. Free as a bird. You're gone. There. Now you can go somewhere else. I'm not going to tolerate people to come in here and they think they're going to derail the chat, because this is a positive environment in the chat. Everybody needs to treat everybody with respect. And if your sole purpose, and you could disagree with me, disagreeing with me is fine. I didn't kick anybody out when they disagreed with me during the Christian McCaffrey rant on the previous show. But if your sole purpose is to try and derail or go against everything that's being said in this chat, in this live stream, every time we go live, you're going to be out of here. Plain and simple. So you decide whether the stream's important to you. Let's get back to AJ Brown real quickly. So Christian McCaffrey, this is it's easy to go on and on and on and on about it. I'm sure we'll have other questions. 2,200 people in the live stream right now, 1.9K from YouTube, and the rest is from X. Please hit that subscribe button if you're new and you found this channel. This channel is the only channel you need. We go live whenever news breaks. Nobody else has the animations and videos that we have, and the fun, the getting lambed, and lamb himself tonight. We're live at midnight almost every night. I'm live at 8 p.m. Eastern every single night, Monday through Friday, and I'm live whenever big news breaks. And we're live after every single game. We go live. It's at least like 12 to 15 live streams a week. But
Get lammed.
Lambed himself and fantasy owners tonight, even though he did have a good day. Christian McCaffrey, you are in the panic chamber and you're not coming out.
You are in the panic chamber.
But if we're going to discuss AJ Brown, let's put AJ Brown in the panic chamber too. Christian McCaffrey will move to the side. He's definitely not getting out of this one. AJ Brown didn't catch a ball until the very end of the game. Very end of the game, AJ Brown, let me swing back over. We'll look at the stats and we'll come back to the panic chamber. AJ Brown caught the one pass for 8 yards, and it happened at the very tail end of the game. He didn't get out of bounds. He just looked like he wasn't expecting to get the ball. Now, what is the red flag with AJ Brown? Or what were the telling red flags for AJ Brown prior to this game kicking off? And I see we got super chats. We got one $20 hauler from Megas. $20 haulers get immediate attention. Although in the full rant mode and monologue, I usually don't answer any of the super chats till we get right through the monologue and news part of the show. But so let me get back to this, Megas, in just 1 second, okay? Appreciate you dropping that super chat. At this moment in time, AJ Brown looks we walked into the season with the hamstring injury, the constant knee surgeries and cleanups, which we find out about after he's already had them and he's recovered. It's kind of alarming that the Eagles get away with never telling us what's going on. And I promise you this, Jalen Hurts is constantly banged up and injured from the tush push. My fear and prediction is that Jalen Hurts doesn't last the year. The way he was abused tonight and the way that the tush push takes a toll on him, having all of these linemen, 300-pound linemen just stacking on top of him, it is such a brutal, taxing situation for Hurts to be put in this position. And with his inability to throw well, he really is not a good throwing quarterback. The running is going to catch up to him because it's all he's doing. And so my prediction is that Jalen Hurts, if they're not careful, doesn't last the season because he only survives off the running, and that tush push is brutal. A.J. Brown is not a part of this offense. Downfield stuff is non-existent. Jalen Hurts can throw downfield, but he doesn't do it very often, and he's not the most accurate at doing it. Can he throw a good ball once in a while? These are NFL quarterbacks. Of course, you can't make the NFL if you can't throw the football downfield on occasion. But is he a technician? Is he a dot thrower? No, he's not. And the problem is A.J. Brown's a diva. A.J. Brown reads books on the sideline when he gets upset. And there's also a Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown dynamic that's going to be rotational. And there's just not going to be a lot going for A.J. Brown game in and game out. He'll have the occasional 150-yard game with a touchdown if he stays healthy through that point to achieve that. He's going to have some big games. But what you got to know about A.J. Brown's history is he's always done the most with such a little amount of volume. Even dating back to Tennessee, his target share was low, and he'd have this unbelievable amount of production off of a very low volume, low targets, low receptions. And the running joke on the channel was, if A.J. Brown ever gets traded out of Tennessee and goes somewhere with a gunslinger, he's going to literally have like 2,500 yards and 17 to 25 touchdowns and 150 receptions, because what he's doing with such a little amount of volume is crazy. And he did it year after year in Tennessee. Then he comes over to Philly, and he is, last year excluded, totally efficient. Just such an overly efficient player. Eventually, it's going to catch up to him, especially when you get in this sort of flux where this team, even when they need to throw, they're not throwing downfield to A.J. Brown. If you watch Jalen Hurts, and you can even see through this 19 of 23, which a casual or box score Bobby would say, he was actually pretty accurate. They just didn't throw. No, he's accurate because they're all dump offs. They're all real short plays. It's Goddard here, 15-yard throw. Everything is short. He doesn't have a cannon. He doesn't have great accuracy downfield. And A.J. Brown is the kind of player that's going to give up on plays. This is just not a good situation. You mix in the hamstring injury, you mix in the diva mentality, the fact that he wanted out of Philly at one point last year, the fact that he started reading books and was disinterested, the fact that Jalen Hurts is not a gunslinger, will never produce consistent volume for A.J. Brown. And without that overperforming efficiency, the moment that doesn't happen, he's not producing good numbers. And at his current stage in his career, I'm feeling that we're maybe teeter-tottering on a season where he's not going to be as efficient as he once was. He's not as happy. He's a diva right now. He used to not be. And Hurts just does not, even dating back to all of last year and in this game, does not look like he's got what it takes to be a good throwing quarterback with a new offensive coordinator, and they're dumping off the ball constantly. And they're going to run the hell out of the ball. Hurts only survives off his running, which he might do 2 games out of every 4, 2 games out of every 3. Not saying he's not a top 5 fantasy football quarterback because of the rushing production alone. He did amazing tonight running the ball. 2 touchdowns, 62 yards rushing. But if he doesn't have the rushing, those games he could fall flat. And as I said all offseason, Bo Nix will outscore Jalen Hurts in 2025. Bo Nix was number 7 last year. Jalen Hurts was number 9. So before you hit enter on that angry Angus message you're typing right now, Smitty, there's no way Jalen Hurts gets outscored by Bo Nix. You might want to not hit enter before you send that embarrassing message, because he already outscored him last year. And you can say, well, Jalen Hurts got hurt. Well, Jalen Hurts is on track to get hurt again. That's as easy as the Christian McCaffrey injury concerns. We see this coming. It's very easy to see coming. Jalen Hurts will be a very injury-riddled player this year because the tush push is adding up. It's abusive. On top of the running, Lamar runs a ton. He has added injury risk. Every quarterback that runs has added injury risk, but you get that same added injury risk that everybody else has that runs for Jalen Hurts, and then you give him the additional injury risk of the tush push. So he doesn't just have, oh yeah, everybody's got the risk of, no, he has more risk of being injured because he does more running the ball. So I have a big fear that you're going to get left hanging in 2025 by Jalen Hurts. If you could trade him off of this week and go get an additional player with Bo Nix, I did it in Dynasty. You can go get a first-round draft pick, maybe even 2, by trading Hurts for Bo Nix, who's a lowly guy that hasn't risen up yet. Bo Nix is going to run for 600 yards and 6 touchdowns in his own right without tush pushing. He's going to have 606. And keep in mind, in Dynasty, the commissioner's on a rampage to get rid of the tush push. And once the tush push is gone, this guy's no better than Bo Nix rushing the ball, because Bo Nix is one of the better running quarterbacks in the league. 606 is what Bo Nix will get you. Jalen Hurts without the tush push is regulated to a 500, 600, and 6 to 7 to 8 rushing production quarterback number. And that with his passing attack will not fly. And Hurts missing games because of all the rushing will be in play. And the fact that Bo Nix outscored him last year as a rookie with no weapons, and now you hand him Evan Ingram, you hand him R.J. Harvey, J.K. Dobbins, Pat Bryant, Mims was coming on strong from the last final 6 weeks. Nix is a better fantasy football quarterback dynasty, and he's a crafty redraft, swap out, get an additional piece. Go get a Travis Hunter. Go get a R.J. Harvey. Go get even a Breece Hall. Go get something additional in exchange for Bo Nix. Bo Nix is going to knock your socks off. And you can believe me or not. That's not really my concern. I'm here to deliver the message. 24-20. This was a pretty decent game, I will say, for a Thursday night. The reason this wasn't a traditional letdown Thursday night game is because there's no layover. This is the first game. Nobody's tired yet. No one's worried about the traveling and the quick turnaround. So Thursday night opening night can always be a pretty decent opening night. Drop the Bo Nix and the to the moon emojis in the chat if you're a big supporter, because I guarantee you there are a few people that they own Jalen Hurts, so they have vested interest in being like, he's crazy. This guy's talking about my quarterback. It's my quarterback. That's my quarterback. Bo Nix can't be better. Bo Nix can't be better. As for AJ Brown, I'm going to tell you this. I think things could get better at times. You want to look to shop them and sell them high if you own them. You know, drafting him in round 2 was risky because of all those very clear red flags that were there and present. That his quarterback is not a great quarterback. He's a great running quarterback. He's an elite running quarterback and a decent passer, but a very great game manager. And Philly's so good at masking what he doesn't do right. Everything is a mask. Every deficiency that Jalen Hurts has is protected by his offensive line, by Saquon Barkley, by having just a absolute ruthless defense and defensive coordinator. Having 2 weapons like A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, even if you don't use them, it's like having the nuclear weapons as the president, never having to press the button, but you're keeping the defense on alert. The defense is stretched out, even without using A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith the way that this team should be, the way that Jalen Hurts should be if he was a good passing quarterback. Just having them on the outside makes everybody on the ready, drags the defense back, spreads it out, gives more room for Saquon Barkley. So if Barkley went down, or if there's more offensive line concerns, or if Jalen Hurts starts dealing with a nagging injury that won't let him run quite as well, things are going to start to unravel. And I think the fact that the Dallas Cowboys almost routed at one moment, it felt like it was going to be the Philadelphia Eagles, and then the Dallas Cowboys started to fall back, and then it became Dallas is going to fall short. Dallas looks like they're dragging their feet. Both defenses are letting each other score, then both offenses couldn't score. And it was just kind of a back and forth, but it looked like it was going to potentially be a routing at first. It did. It really did. And then it flipped. It showed Jerry Jones in the press box. Jerry was looking all proud of himself as if things were going in the right direction, but he didn't know that there was a second half that needed to be played. Jerry just woke up from a nap and he thought it was the end of the game, but it was really the end of the first half that we're getting near. And as the first half even neared, the Eagles started to change the tide. The tide turned. It was a very good game to watch. It was a very fun game. It was a pretty good fantasy game on some levels for Javonte, for CeeDee Lamb. But there was also so many disappointing aspects. Jalen Hurts scored twice. There's some decent pieces of this game. But at the end of the day, A.J. Brown is a massive risk you should be running away from if you have the opportunity to trade him. And I think trading A.J. Brown is going to be a lot easier than trading Christian McCaffrey, because McCaffrey's dealing with an injury that has created PTSD through everyone's families felt it. Our grandchildren will feel the PTSD of the 20. Not people that watch my show, because he was my biggest avoid last year. Christian McCaffrey, my biggest avoid, and people that missed that purposefully missed on Christian McCaffrey did not lose a league because of that. So this year he's been one of my biggest avoids as well, but there are still people that are going to draft him because they're either Niner fans or they just hear somebody run their mouth and say the same old regurgitated BS line. When he's on the field, he's the best player in the league, as if that is something that means anything. It means nothing. It's a ridiculous line. Everybody that was the best, of course, when they're the best and on the field, they are the best. It's just a stupid line. McCaffrey's not the best right now when he's on the field. It's not accurate. He was, and he'll always be, and I'll even give him a standing ovation right now for being amazing. And this is not a Christian McCaffrey hate fest. We love Christian McCaffrey, but this is realism. This is coming in and recognizing real, and understanding that it doesn't matter nostalgic-wise whether you love McCaffrey, still love him, or a Niner fan, whatever. You got to let go of the fact that this guy's never coming back. He might show a glimpse of it. Let's say he doesn't sit out week 1. They say, yeah, it was just a strain. We're just being overly cautious. The Niner fans are going to go, woo, he's fine. Everything's great. You got a 10 to 14-day window before that actually becomes you can breathe easy. And even when that happens, with his history, his Achilles tendons, the bilateral chronic Achilles tendonitis, his calf injuries will be always susceptible all year. It doesn't matter if that specific part of his calf pain went away. And a lot of times you have different pain in different parts of the calves, and it moves around the calf. The calf is ultimately weakened all over, and it's, again, compensation for the Achilles tendon. The calf is being injured because you're compensating, even though you're not trying to. Your Achilles tendon's so weak, your calf is having to take on more of the load and torque, and then the calf injuries start to appear. There's an underlying problem for any sort of chronic calf, hamstring, groin injury. Think back to Christian Watson. Christian Watson constantly dealt with hamstring injuries. They spent $20,000 researching his body when you could have just got a tape measure out and measured both of his thighs. One of his thighs was 30% smaller than the other thigh, but they spent $20,000 to figure this out. And that's why he was suffering so many hamstring injuries. He was constantly compensating. So Christian McCaffrey, even if he's not intentionally compensating, if his Achilles tendons are not 100%, his calves naturally, with every step, without him doing a thing, are overly compensating for his weakening Achilles tendons, which will never return to form no matter how many times he goes to Germany. No matter how much the medicine's advanced, his Achilles tendons are not going to grow back the pieces that are interlocking. It's like an army rope with thousands of ropes tied and swirled together. That is what it is. The different threads and strands break off one by one until the Achilles tendon is so weak it snaps. You can't go back and connect those pieces through injections. You can only make the thing at bay so it gets a little bit more healthy. The pieces that are damaged are left damaged. There's probably some regeneration to some degree of little fibers and that are slightly, not ripped off completely. Like, sure, just like when you tear your muscle, it can grow back and it grows back stronger. Just like when you sometimes tear a ligament, it will retighten itself because it's still fully connected. Those things can tighten. Those things can get better. Yes, but what about how the damage that's already done on the Achilles tendons, that's not coming back. This guy is never going to be the same. And A.J. Brown is a big concern. Both Panic Chamber, both Panic Peters, smash the button.
You are in the panic chamber.
All right. As far as the rest of this game, then we'll get to the super chats and open the phone lines. Saquon Barkley had 60 yards and 1 touchdown. Saquon Barkley had 4 catches for 24 yards. was not a bad affair. But I think the thing that would alarm me is, wouldn't alarm me in terms of like, okay, he's going to be amazing when he's on the field. But I just have a bad feeling about this team this year. I just think that they're getting run ragged. Barkley's the most aggressive runner in the National Football League, and that's amazing, and that's what we love about him. But, he had 430. I know this sounds like a very negative live stream toward the Eagle players, but he had 430 carries last year. The recipe for re-injury or for injury for a running back is 371 carries. You carry the ball 371 times. This statistically, the odds are extremely high that you will suffer some sort of injury or maybe never even be the same. Barkley looks the same. It's not like it wore him down to where he came into this game and we noticeably noticed something. Like he didn't look like he lost a step. He didn't look like he lost a step. He runs like a monster. There's no harder runner in the National Football League. There's no more aggressive runner in the National Football League. There's no running back that has more of a burst than Barkley. He is an absolute alien. But the 430 carries last year, the 482, I believe, total touches, it's not good. It's not good. If he runs the ball another 400 times, 370 times, 350 times on his way to that number, adding to the 430, he's running a extreme amount of risk of getting injured and having some sort of issue during the season. I'm not saying sell him for pennies on the dollar. I'm just saying be open-minded to a sell high opportunity and a buy low opportunity for Barkley if it can also help your team. Meaning you go and get a Genty, you go and get a Bucky, you go and get an Achane. Maybe you want to avoid Achane because of the calf injury. That's fine. You go and get a running back like Bucky or Genty or Kyron or Hendy. And depending on what running back you get of the group, you're going to get another additional piece that's bigger or stronger than the other piece you would get with the other running back. So case in point, Lab McConkey and maybe Bucky you could probably get for a Barkley if you really, really wanted, especially off of this game where there's a touchdown scored. It looked very aggressive. He looked very, very healthy. You could potentially salvage into that type of move. You go for a lower running back like Hendy. Now the wide receiver can be beefed up more, but that 2-for-1's a very protective measure walking into the rest of the season. Now, if you got Saquon and you just want to ride this out, I understand. I'm not going to yell at you or make you take a lap or say that you're making a grave mistake. But I will tell you that there's a strong likelihood, no matter how good he looks in a single carry, no matter how good he looks for the first 4 weeks of football, no matter how good he looks for the first 9 or 10 weeks of football, Barkley might be running back 1, 2, or 3 all year long. But in week 10 or 11, the 430 carries added to the carries he'll have at that point will all be so heavy on his body. You're talking about 700 carries at that point. And once he's at that 700 carries in that less than 2-year window, his body will start to break down. And keep in mind and remember that aside from Christian McCaffrey, Barkley was kind of thought as one of the most injury-prone running backs walking into 2024, where we had him as a league winner, and we said he was going to crush it in Philly. And people were so scared. People have very short memories. People were so scared to draft Barkley last year because of injuries and because of the tush push and because they didn't trust Philly to throw to him, that he was in the second round. And we said he was a Mars man extraordinaire, that he would win leagues from round 2. And we were correct, and we told you about Barkley in 2024, and he won leagues for people. I don't want to hear a single person act like we're hating on Barkley. We're the ones that told you about Barkley last year. We're the ones that had you winning your league on Barkley last year. But guess what? Adjust and adapt season. You got to look at what you can get in a 2-for-1 trade if it makes sense. Not saying to force it. Not saying this is as much of a panic situation as Christian McCaffrey, but Barkley is somebody you might want to potentially move. All right, let's get into these super chats, and then we'll get into some phone calls as well. Let me find this super chat from Megas, who dropped the $20 hauler. Megas, appreciate you. Smitty, I need to pick up a kicker, as I have picked up Garendo, and CMC owner didn't. And keep in mind, Garendo's the third string right now. He's not even the second string. I need to drop one of the falling for a kicker. Ford, ETN, Sharps. Come on, don't put Sharp. Don't do that. You're gonna make you take a lap on a $20 hauler. Krosky, Merritt, and Sharps. We're not cutting Krosky, Merritt, and Sharps. Okay, we're not cutting Charbonnet. Of this group, and I don't want to do it, I'd probably cut Ford. But is Ford going to have a good week? I mean, it's hard to say. CD should have had 200 yards. Disappointed. I agree with you, Megas. It was very, very disappointing. And thank you for the $20 hauler. You straight up monster. Appreciate you so much.
Alert. Super chat.
Thank you for that $20 hauler. All right, let's hit these supers. I think I don't have another 20 that's in the queue, but we'll hammer through these super chats and then open the phone lines. Had Pickens tonight, but my opponent had Brown, so I don't feel too bad. Yeah, that's good if it kind of washed for you, but yeah, it was a disappointing night for a lot of people with some of those players. Mims, JCM, Ollie, Demario Douglas, flex one. I'm going to go probably Ollie Gordon for the touchdown. But, I could understand anybody else having a different opinion there. It's a very close call. And Ollie Gordon's risky, but I think I take that risk. Traded Cook, Hawkinson, and Hendy. And because Ollie Gordon, Achane might potentially get less work because of the Cav, even though he's going to start. I'm not saying Achane won't be great or score a touchdown or have 50 to 100 total yards. He still could, but that doesn't mean that they won't. Like, if there's ever a time to use Ollie, it's probably going into a game where Achane's been nursing a calf injury and they're just being careful and treading lightly. Traded Cook, Hawkinson for Hendy and Warren. I'd rather Hendy and Warren. I think Hendy's going to ball out and be a straight-up monster. Appreciate your super chat. B for 3 says, I could have drafted Josh Allen or JD5 instead of AJB. I nailed the rest of my draft. Feel awful right now. I offered AJB for Ibuka, also Tet. Be careful not to go too far downstream on that. But yeah, it is what it is, bro. That's why I always say to people when they say I'm not drafting an early quarterback, it's like when you get to a zone in the draft and you're debating between a player that you're like, T. Higgins, AJ Brown, James Cook. It's like take Josh Allen or JD5. Take that league winner. Choose one to start, Emeka, Buka, Debo, or Henderson. I'm going to go Hendy, but I do want all three in your lineup somehow, some way. Buka next. What a great NFL start, Smitty. Hampton to the moon and CMC freak out. It is kind of wild what we're dealing with already, bro. And the fact that the CMC thing is out there. Football is back. Yes, it is. E83, appreciate you dropping that super chat, my boy. This one here from Quantum Flow. Sent Pearsall, Nick Chubb, and Monty for London and Thornton Jr. Good luck with that. You pull that off, we quit our jobs. We come look for you. We come work for you. Chrissy, appreciate you. Would you trade CMC for AJ Brown straight up? Yeah, I would, and then I'd flip AJ Brown. But good God, I mean, you're talking about double not listening. That's like double talking me right now. Should I trade Hurts for JD5? If you like winning, yes, I think I would do that. Appreciate for the super chat. This one here, I offered AJ Brown and Garendo to the CMC owner for Adams. I'm fine with that. There is some risk with Adams too, though. I won't lie. But I like Adams right now. Traded Bowers and Ridley for Nico and Tyler Warren. I think that's a good trade. I think Tyler Warren's going to make you really happy on that one. Lance, appreciate the blank $4.99 super chat. Make sure you guys put your messages in the super chat. It's not about like, hey, there's another message out there. Go find it. Like, I can't do that in the middle of going through these super chats. So make sure you put your message in there. 33 carries between Hurts and Barkley. Damn, says Built. Appreciate you dropping that super chat. How are you how do you recommend getting out of AJB? Right now it might be tough. Unless you go get an Ibuka and somebody does it. Unless you go get a running back, go across position, and someone's got a surplus. Yeah, take a gamble on a Harvey, which I would totally do. Debo Samuel, who's downstream so far, you could maybe go that route if you felt like that would be a good move. It might not be. It might be. Debo's risky in itself, but at cost of entry, Debo is amazing. But trading your second round draft capital player for Debo presents a risk as if you drafted Debo in round 2. So can you play that game? Probably not. So you got to be careful what you do. You almost have to wait for a bounce back game or something in order to get rid of him at a fair price. But I definitely would kick around 2 for 2 offers. That might be smarter. Sean says, who to drop Rashad White, Tootin for Garendo? I'd probably drop Rashad White for Garendo if you're not using Rashad White. Rashad White's not somebody I really expect to do much this year anyway. If Bucky went down, he's not the backup. The cuff is Sean Tucker. Dak and Hurts in Superflex, wish me luck. That's a bad start, my boy. I apologize that you got to endure that kind of pain. I don't know why I'm apologizing. You did it. But I still feel bad for you. I sympathize. Final 2 bench spots, Shaheed, Scat, and Thornton. I'm going to go Scat and Thornton for me. I don't trust that QB situation. Shaheed's good, but like, I don't know. He always gets hurt too. So Garrett Wilson or Egbuka, I'm going Egbuka. This super chat here, start Hunter or Harvey in the flex. I would go probably Hunter this week, but I'm very tempted to say Harvey and tempted to somehow convince you to find a way to get him in your lineup. 1 PPR, no premiums, have Pitts trade Garrett Wilson, Harvey for Kittle or Bowers. I would definitely trade it for Bowers. Kittle, no. I don't think I do. We'll try Mims, Scott Sampson instead of Harvey first. Yeah, I definitely do the bigger trade, but I don't think I'd do the other one. This one here, have Dak, but QB to pick up would be, let's see, JJ McCarthy, Gino, Sam Darnold, Tua. I don't know. Dak is still fine. I would rather have Dak over those guys. Tua is pretty interesting as a secondary piece, but I mean, Dak Prescott, you can't run off 1 week when it was not his fault. You know, he tried his best. Start 2, bench 1. T-Mac, DJ Moore, Hampton. Probably going to start T-Mac and Hampton, but very close. And DJ Moore being run as a running back at times is kind of intriguing. You could go DJ Moore over T-Mac. I wouldn't be opposed to that, but I think I'd go T-Mac. Can Mike Evans be a wide receiver 1, or is he too old? Emeka Buka steal show? I think Emeka Buka steals the show, but I think they're both going to be very, very good. I just think that you might see Mike Evans miss some time, potentially. So we'll have to kind of see how that plays out, but he definitely could miss time. And honestly, I'm not super worried about Mike Evans per start, even if Egbuka is going crazy. I think it really just is about, does he stay healthy? I think he still plays well. He's such a big body and able to go get any football, and Baker can deliver it to him. He doesn't necessarily have to get it like other receivers might have to go get a football. Pearsall, Egbuka, DJ Moore, Garrett Wilson, Sutton, Hunter, pick 3. Let's go Hunter, Egbuka, and probably, I would say Sutton for safety. You want to risk the biscuit, you could go Garrett Wilson over Sutton, but I think Sutton's probably the safest player of that. And then I pulled off the trade earlier today. I pulled off that trade. I don't know what trade you're talking about, though, now, Flo, after even reading all these. It's got to go in one ear and out the other, or I won't be able to survive. Golden Buka, Garrett Wilson, T-Mac, Hunter, week 1, pick 4. Let's go with Buka. Let's go with Garrett Wilson. Let's go with T-Mac. Let's go with Hunter. Not that I don't like Golden. It's just you're forcing me to make a tough decision. This one here, Hampton or Egbuka. I'm going Egbuka this week. Super chats are cleared out. Phone calls are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Now, I'm only going to add so many people at once on the channel here. So if you don't get in through the first wave of phone calls, you're just going to have to stand down, okay? And I'll tell you when I'm not answering any more calls. That way you don't keep calling and calling. Otherwise, I'm gonna set you loose and block your number if you're just gonna keep dialing in. I'll try and add as many as I can. And when I clear out this line and then I get more super chats, I'll clear out the super chats, and then I'll potentially open up the phone lines again. So just know I'm adding as many of you as I can. Please, everybody, mute themselves. Everybody, please mute themselves. Turn down the background noise. Please turn down the background noise and mute yourself. Everybody, okay, we are all full on the phone line, so everybody else is being sent a voicemail, so don't even try calling. But please, everybody mute unless I call upon you. First up is Gabe. Gabe, you are live. Go.
Hey, Smitty, I did a trade before the game, and I kind of regret it. I want to see what you think. I traded Jalen Hurts for George Pickens and Brock Purdy. Did I make a mistake?
Yeah, you did. I mean, Purdy's not somebody I want to have in fantasy. I think he's, a solid quarterback for the Niners in the system, but Pickens, yeah. I like Pickens a lot. I do like him a lot. I still think Pickens is going to be really solid, but Hurts is still, I think you get a lot more for Hurts in a trade. So I definitely wouldn't have done that trade. Guys that you're calling in, I've already said I'm not answering the phone right now. I'll open it back up, so you might as well stop dialing. I think that, I'm still trading Hurts if I own him. I'm still trading him. I'm still trying to trade him. But Purdy and Pickens, I wouldn't have done that. I think Pickens is fantastic. I think he'll be good, but you got to keep in mind he is the wide receiver too, and there will be some up and down games like this. I think if anybody was expecting him not to have a game like this ever, and I know it sucks to be the first game out of the chute, but he's gonna have a 3-catch 30 yard game. It's going to happen because he's the number 2 on an offense that, might have some sporadic play at times out of Dak. but he's also going to make remarkable catches. In best ball, he's probably more valuable than he is in non-best ball because he's going to have those big spike weeks. He will have several 100-yard games. But I think that at the end of the day, Purdy's not, in my opinion, a fantasy football starting quarterback in a 1 QB league. I know a lot of people will disagree with me and cite this and cite that and the year he did well, but the Niners are in shambles, and he doesn't have a prime Ayuk before the unraveling and injury. He doesn't have Debo, prime Debo. Kittle, he still has prime Kittle, but you don't even fully know if that's going to sustain all year because Kittle is getting into his twilight years to where he might have one full elite year left. He might have 2 full elite years left. He might have half of an elite year left. And then he just kind of struggles with injury because he is one of those players that he's even said himself, he plays so aggressively. He has said out of his own mouth, I will have a shorter career than most tight ends because of the way I play. So you just never know. In the way that this team continues to get hurt, Purdy could get leveled, re-injure his elbow, which there's been scares already since his surgery a couple times where they thought they might have messed up his elbow again. And I think he had that I don't want to say it's experimental, but he had that one.
It was a brace.
It was a bridge surgery. Yeah, bridge type connection where he snapped his UCL, and instead of doing the Tommy Johns, they just put you could almost think of it like here's the 2 pieces that ripped. They put like a patch or a bridge on it, and it's something that people have been worried about. And so is there more re-injury likelihood with that? Who knows? But you got Trent Williams questionable on the offensive line. If that goes awry, he's toast. And prime Brock Purdy was with prime Debo, Ayuk, and Christian McCaffrey, and you probably don't have prime Christian McCaffrey. So this is just not a good quarterback to have in fantasy. But here's the one thing I'll tell you: Hurts goes in 3-4 in a draft, right? Pickens goes in 4-5. So it's not like you're that far apart. But the problem with that thinking is, as I always say, once the draft is over, quarterback values go up, and it's an indication that people are disrespecting them on draft day. It's like driving your vehicle off the lot after you buy it from a dealership. It goes down $2,000 the minute you drive it off the lot. Quarterbacks are the reverse. Yeah. You drive a quarterback off the lot, he goes up $2,000, and that's signifying that they belong in round 2. The world doesn't draft him in round 2. We take full advantage of that. I'm not a moron. But I'm telling you that Josh Allen, JD5, all these quarterbacks score so many points they deserve to be in 2. But because everybody kicks them downstream together, we let it happen. So trading for a Jalen Hurts, trading for a Josh Allen, go try to trade for Josh Allen or JD5 right now. I dare any of you to go trade for Josh Allen or JD5 right now. You tell me if you can trade a 3rd or 4th round player equivalent for JD5 or Josh Allen right now. There's no way in hell anybody's giving you JD5 for a 3rd or 4th round equivalent player. That tells you that they're worth more than they are on draft day. And so you could have got a whole lot more for Hurts. Sorry. Right. Sorry for the bad news. But what quarterbacks are on waiver before I let you go?
Penix, Fields. Looking right now, Cam Ward.
I mean, those are all better quarterbacks than Purdy.
Would you take a Penix or Fields?
I would take Penix Jr. I think he has the best shot at being a top 7 to 10 quarterback. I think Fields' rushing ability also makes him that good. So I would probably pick up both of them, bro. You put yourself in a position where you got to really make sure you land this quarterback spot. I would go get both of them and play rotation.
So did Josh Stroud then?
Yeah, I'd rather have Fields and Penix Jr. over CJ Stroud. Now, will I live to regret that statement? Maybe, but probably not. All right, Gavin, got to go. Appreciate you. See you later. All right, let's go over to Travis, and then over to Ron, then over to 954, then over to 707. So first, we'll go over to Travis. Travis, you're live.
Yeah, just quick on AGB. I agree with everything you said. So one spot I would buy him in, and disagree with me if you do, is if I could get him in return for 4th, 5th, 6th round players, Zay Flowers, a DJ Moore, these type of guys. If people, are panicking, we'll take one of those for an AJ Brown, and that AJ Brown's going to be my wide receiver too. I would do it. I don't know what you would do.
I guess I would just say that if there's a buy low opportunity, and I said this on the previous show at the end, I said that we might come into to the wrap up show and start talking up AJ Brown differently because the vantage point changes everything. So we have yet to talk about trading for him. So it's a great segue into that. So while I would want to get out of the AJB game, I certainly am not opposed to getting into the AJB game at cellar dweller prices. So if you could get him for what you're describing as this is wide receiver 2 value on draft day, okay? And you're wanting to get AJB for, what are you saying, 4th and 5th round wide receivers that people are panicking on? So you're basically kicking AJB down to the round 4 or 5 territory. Then yeah, I mean that is baking in because he's going to probably be very serviceable at this cost of entry. That bakes in all the risk in the world. So if there is, and I don't know that someone's going to sell him that low yet. I don't think you're getting AJB for Flowers. Try. I think Ricky Parasol you could probably trade right now to get AJB, and I'd do that in a heartbeat. So there are scenarios where I take him, but then even then though, Travis, I'm still trying to flip him as I hold him. I'm like, okay, I got AJB for Parasol. I'm playing with the house's money, but I definitely would try and sell him. And how do you sell AJB? Not 1 for 1. No one's going to buy AJB 1 for 1. You think they're crazy? But if you do a 2 for 1, like AJB, and let's call it, especially if you have like somebody's cuff, like if you've got Gordon and that Achane owner's been haggling you, and you want to sell Gordon on advanced, credit instead of waiting for him to develop, I bet you could trade AJB and Gordon to the player that has Achane for a wide receiver that they drafted kind of near AJB. Let's call it Ladd McConkey. And that's a much safer player. So if anybody needs an idea, you have Gordon, you have AJB. You go to that Achane owner and you make them in their head. Like here's how it's going to go, right? You go to the Ladd McConkey owner and you go, I'll give you AJB for Ladd McConkey. They're going to say, hell no. You see what AJB just did? Nothing. And you're weighing AJB against Ladd McConkey. And what you're saying to yourself is, no, I don't want any of that risk. This is crazy talk. But then you throw in the component of Gordon. It puts the onus no longer on just AJ Brown. And they start to say, okay, well, what if AJ Brown is the same guy? They're not saying that in a 1 for 1, but in a 2 for 1, they're going, I got Gordon. That makes me sleep well at night. And there's a chance AJB's as good as Ladd. They wouldn't say that if it wasn't a 2 for 1. So that is the way to get rid of AJB. If anybody's trying to get rid of AJB, that's the only way. If you're going to try and sell him for pennies on the dollar for Flowers or 4th and 5th round fodder in that kind of draft value equivalent, you're just punting your season even further down the drain. Like you might be okay if you just hang on to AJB, let him blow up, try and trade him. Maybe he ends up playing better than he did tonight, but he doesn't necessarily get you 2nd round value, but he gets you 3rd round equivalent value in return if he plays all year long. Then you're getting what, Flowers? Like, no, hell no. And even Debo's tough. I'd consider Debo in something, but Debo was a 6th round pick. And I know that you got to let go of the draft values at some point and say the draft values are over. This is a new valuation that we're giving everybody. And that might come to fruition after week 1, but Debo hasn't even played yet. So we can't really just throw him from a 6th round to 3rd round value. But there is a world where Debo goes and looks so good that you wish to God you had made that trade, I suppose. But yeah, this is a tough spot to be in. AJB owners that own AJB, they got to be in full panic mode. It's not just, hey, it was a bad game. I know that's what a lot of AJB owners are going to say in the chat or later on in the comments. Be like, relax. That's when you know someone's really worried, is when they tell you to relax. That means they're really, really worried and pissed off. But AJB, you've got to be worried because of this guy right here, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is not going to be consistent throwing the ball. And if you can't tell that by now, after a very dreadful passing season last year, very dreadful. They won the Super Bowl. That overshadowed how bad Jalen Hurts was throwing the ball last year. He was pitiful. And if you think playing against this Dallas Cowboy defense that isn't carrying over, that isn't being telegraphed as that maybe this guy isn't a good passer, then I don't know what to tell you. Is he careful with the ball? Yeah. Is he a good technician? Is he a good field general? Yes. Is he very intelligent? Is he easy to follow when he's trying to lead his men into battle? Absolutely. Is he good on all those levels? Yes. Maybe elite. Maybe an elite facilitator. He's an elite facilitator, an elite runner, and he's not a piss poor passer, but he's average at best. And so all that together makes him a really good quarterback in the right spot. But his deficiencies are, you're masking every one of them with this defense, with the wide receivers. And like I said, AJB and Devontae Smith, even though they don't use them, they're like setting nuclear warheads out there and just having the button ready. And all the defenses are like, let's guard them. Let's guard them in case they use them. And that's what gives this offense so much room to run the ball. And, you know, if a defense decided, let's go ahead and push this to the limit and test this out, they might get burned here and there. But I don't know. I don't know that Jalen Hurts would deliver the ball the way that everybody thinks he would. And it's just like, it's like a mask, man. The whole thing's being masked all over the place.
Yeah, real quick, I'll let you get to run. And that's a good point that you make, that, you know, if I can get A.J. Brown for those prices, and if he's my wide receiver too, I'll buy him. But I will still look to flip him, because while A.J. Brown can do plenty of work in the intermediate and stuff, we saw it a lot with the Titans when he first came to the league. They aren't playing him like that in Philly. Like, he's almost all the time a boundary guy, a deep guy. You don't see him working in close line and scrimmage anymore. And that probably isn't going to change.
Here's
as long as Hurts isn't able to deliver consistently.
Here's the one other component here that we got to discuss, and I don't know how this would go even. But what if he gets traded? Now, everyone's going to say there's no way that's going to happen, but he's made a stink before. And there was a time last year he wanted out of Philly. And you think that he's going to be happy, even if they win? This is a guy that seems a little bit worried about his catches and stuff. And reading books on the sideline. If, let's say, he put up a stink and wanted to get traded, maybe he goes somewhere where he can get used. But then you're talking about speculating on the landing spot and the quarterback and the transition. And I don't know that I'd even contemplate factoring that in, just in case anybody's thinking about that right now. Like, what if you got traded out of this situation and got a gunslinger of a quarterback? You know, then we'd have to look at it. But you're not going to send him to the Washington Commanders so that they can beat you. And you're not going to send him to a team that's necessarily going to, you know, become a Super Bowl contender. They'd rather just sit on A.J. Brown. So I don't know that a trade is ultimately likely, but it's a topic that will come up, I'm sure, at some point. But yeah, A.J. Brown is a big risk right now. I again, like Travis said, it's a very, very good angle to this. There are scenarios where we buy low because everybody's got a line in the sand. Line in the sand is where here's the third round, here's the fourth round, here's the fifth round. Let's just say that there's a player we're talking about, and his ADP is right here, and my line in the sand is right here. If that player, which I will not draft because my line in the sand is here, if that player ever fell right here, avoid, and it flipped below this line in the sand, I'm buying them. It changes the valuation entirely. There's a line in the sand for almost anybody. Caleb Williams is a guy you hear me constantly talk down. Is there a line in the sand for Caleb? Maybe not in 1 QB, but like 2 QB. There is a place where I'd probably draft him. You know, you're in a draft and you get screwed at QB and you're like looking around. You're like, well, I'd take Caleb, but I would try and flip him. You know, so AJB's the same way. It's like if we were to go back in time and redraft, I think there's no chance in hell he goes in round 2 anywhere. And I think you see AJ Brown, if we're drafting today, season long best ball, I don't even know he would go in round 3. I think he could fall to the 3-4 turn maybe. And I just don't know. And at that point, Travis, you're right in terms of talking about what wide receiver are we trying to acquire. And we got to let go of the second round value that no longer exists.
Right. Well, like my home league just happened, running backs and quarterbacks were getting ripped off the board. A.J. Brown was the 10th wide receiver taken, but I took him at 4.3. So I was okay with him there because he was my wide receiver too. But I wasn't going to touch him before that.
Yeah, I hear you. So we'll go through some of the offers some of you guys have. Let me look at the super chats real quickly. If we have any $20 haulers, they get immediate attention. Let me just hit these real quickly. Drop one for defense, Horton, Reed, or likely May. Probably go with dropping Horton right now. I like him a lot. If I'm assuming this is redraft. In Dynasty, I'd probably drop, I guess, that'd be tough. I mean, I like Reed a lot long-term, but Reed is, walking injury right now, and he's got a Jones fracture in his toe. What trade targets are we looking for A.J. Brown? I think we just covered that, Matthew. So Lab McConkey would be amazing. If you've got Gordon, and about 80% of you have Ollie Gordon. 80% of you have Ollie Gordon. So if you don't have Achane, that is probably the most crafty move you could make right now. You go get a Lad McConkey or higher by dangling Ollie Gordon over the Achane owner's head, and you say, you see Christian McCaffrey right now? You see, you just try and, make them worried and give them PTSD and all that. And then they make this trade for you. They say, they justify in their head, I don't want A.J. Brown. Well, I want Ollie Gordon. Maybe A.J. Brown's okay. It's just a psychological tactic. The 2-for-1 has existed since the beginning of time. You walked into in Tombstone, you traded 2 gun holsters for 1. People are doing 2-for-1 since the beginning of time. 2 loaves of bread for a bushel of apples. So Lad McConkey's probably the one player that I feel like is the best example of a player to go get. Travis Hunter, that would be perfect. AJB for Travis Hunter or for Lad McConkey might require some tweaking for Lad, but I would trade him for Travis Hunter right now. It could be league winning for you. It could recover. You could recover everything. What do we trade for A.J. Brown after the bounce back? I don't even know that I'd wait for the bounce back because you might not get it, but I definitely wouldn't sell him lower than Hunter. I would wait for the bounce back in that case. Got offered Igbuka and Pearsall for Adams. I would probably say that's a tough one because Adams has significantly higher ADP, but Igbuka was climbing, and if we have more time, he might have climbed up right next to Adams. I'd probably take Igbuka and Pearsall, then flip Pearsall, and at the end of the day, you're going to have something better than Adams if you flip Pearsall smartly. And there are a lot of people that love Pearsall right now. Like every live stream where I talk a little bit down on Pearsall, I get just flooded with, what do you have against Pearsall? Should I trade Warren and AJB for Harvey and JSN or Debo? If you like winning, I would definitely do that. That would be smart on either account. I would say Harvey and JSN is probably the best, and then Harvey Debo. But yes, that would be a home run smash, bro. I'd even give up a little bit more if need be to get that done. How about them lamb chops, Smitty? Plus, when you pulled out the bullhorn, let's see, you the man, Smitty, best kept secret on YouTube. Thank you, but don't keep the secret too much, bro. Tell as many people as you can. You walk into like a sub shop for lunch. You see somebody wearing a Raider hat. You say, you got to watch the fantasy football show. Smitty loves Ashton Genty. Like, you can tell people in an elevator. Like, you don't have to tell your league mates. But there's a way to support this channel and help us grow. On that note, I've got 2,500 people watching right now. 2,000 on YouTube. About 500 on Twitter. Everybody on X, go over and subscribe on the YouTube channel. It's a much better experience. And I don't always go live on Twitter. I only do that sometimes to get people aware. Oh, yeah, I forgot. He's live whenever news breaks. I'm live whenever news breaks. I'm also live Monday through Friday, every single Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern with the live whenever big news breaks, and live almost every single midnight. And I'm live after every set of games. Morning, afternoon games, I go live to recap. Sunday night game, live after. Monday night game, live after. Thursday night game, live after. Tomorrow's Friday game, live after. Live before and after. So make sure, you subscribe or you're going to miss out on having the best. Your takes blow. Well, hey, I'll tell you what, Brandon, we can get you out of here. And that way you can go watch another channel. There, you're free. You're free as a bird. Free as a bird. Got London, Thornton Jr. for Monty and Pearsall and Chubb. Home run. Lamb basting. Call the veto police. What are you doing, bro? You're never going to talk to that person again. They'll never speak to you again. You just ruin your friendship. Hope it's worth it. Hope you're getting the bag in terms of that prize money. Pick 2, start 1, week 1. Pick 2. Garrett Wilson, Higgins, Worthy. Give me Higgins and Worthy this week. Be smart about it. I know we're gonna love putting Garrett Wilson in the lineup because of the name, but I think the matchup has got to sway you. Would you trade Igbuka for Rice straight up? I think that there's a world where this makes sense if you're supporting Rice with a supplemental player, like you've got Debo, you've got somebody on the bench that's that good that you say, okay, 6 games of this player, and then Rice outscores all of the games of Ibuka. But at the same time, there's certainly a world where we're talking about Ibuka being such an amazing player. Yeah, go ahead, Travis. I see your message. Go ahead and do that. Would you trade Ibuka for Rice? I probably say, chat, can we vote in the live chat about this one? Ibuka versus Rice, 1-for-1 redraft. Dynasty, I'd probably say I like Ibuka a little bit more. But from a redraft perspective, which would you rather have? I think I'd probably say Ibuka given the 6 games. Unless... I'd probably just say that's a lot of time. I think Ibuka is going to play on Rice's level potentially anyway. But that's a really, really tough one. It's a really, really tough call. Love the option. But vote in the chat, please. And let me know what you think. Ibuka is getting a nice amount of votes. Yep, double E. But there is a world where like you could convince me, Smitty, let me tell you the story. I've got this, and this. And I go, you know what? Go Rice. Like it's certainly within the realm of argument. Thank you, Ivan. Appreciate you. I'm on a 10-man full PPR league. It's 85 Bucky. Should I trade for Waddle? Should I trade Waddle? You should trade Waddle, but who's going to take him? Waddle and Mason. Waddle and what? Like who wants Waddle, bro? Try Waddle and Mason. Waddle and Bigsby. Try Waddle and I just don't want to trade any of those other players. Waddle and Ingram for a slight tight end upgrade. You know, would I trade Waddle for Tyler Warren? Yes, I would. Would I give up Ingram and Waddle for Tyler Warren? I love Ingram too, so you know I love Tyler Warren. I'd try and get more, but like that's the only thing I'm like considering. Or how about Waddle for Ollie Gordon? How about Waddle for Charbonnet? Go do some sort of side lateral trade, bench stash move. Almost like you're trading in silver for gold or gold for silver. Because you feel like one of them is going to spike. You're not trying to go get your starter upgrade. You're being crafty in your lateral step with your investment piece. That's what I would do with the Sharp move. Would you trade Ibuka for Rice straight? All right, answered that one already. Thank you for that. Drop J.J. McCarthy for Thornton Jr., Penix Jr., QBs. J.J. McCarthy for Thornton Jr. I would. Yes, I would. This super chat, Jane Daniels, Loveland, Bowers, Fields, Bill. Jane Daniels, Loveland for Bowers and Fields. Yeah, I would definitely take I guess I shouldn't say definitely. I would. I mean, think about your drafting Bowers in round 2. I'm not saying JD5 doesn't also deserve to be in 2, like I said, but I think getting Fields and Bill, it's arguable. It kind of depends on your team, Brandon, but in general, in a vacuum, Bowers is probably the better value. This one here, Garrett Wilson and Tracy, enough to get A.J. Brown. Garrett Wilson. I wouldn't trade Garrett Wilson and Tracy to get A.J. Brown. That's not buying low. I think you missed the point. I would rather have Garrett Wilson. Marvin Harrison Jr. or A.J. Brown. Marvin Harrison Jr. by a country mile. Now we're getting crazy, guys. We're going and getting Marvin Harrison Jr. He's a 3rd-round drafted player. Like A.J. Brown's falling to 4-5 right now if you were drafting over again. So you better go get Travis Hunter. You better go get Marvin Harrison Jr., Garrett Wilson, JSN. Those are all better players than A.J. Brown. If you can get A.J. Brown turned into JSN, we quit our jobs and come work for you. Would you trade JSN for... Here we go. I didn't even read this yet. JSN for A.J. Brown. What are we doing? What do we do? Why on earth would you trade JSN for A.J. Brown? No, Sean, I would not. I would not do that. I would go get JSN. I'd be the guy that's trying to do this with you. I'd be trying to make this trade. Smitty, rate my team, please. Mahomes, Genty, Achan, JSN, Buka, Pickens, Hunter, Kelsey, Pitts, bench, JCM, Ollie. You're kind of waiting, bro. There's nothing on the bench other than JCM or Ollie, which I would potentially trade, or Bigsby if someone would value them. But you have Achan, so I'm not trading Ollie. So it really comes down to JCM. JCM and what? Pickens, don't know that you can do that now. You could have maybe before the game to try and upgrade Pickens, but now you got to wait on Pickens. And I don't hate Pickens. I think Pickens will be good. I think you're in hold mode 8.0, and you go a lot higher if you're able to make some sort of maneuver. 2 more super chats, and then I'll get to the phone calls. Smitty in another mode now that the games have started. I know you said your off season's better than your in season, but I have a feeling your season is about to dominate. Yes, no, I've said that it used to be. Not because the in-season is bad, dude. Just we do the off-season so well, but just wait till all the videos drop. Tomorrow morning, there'll be a video. Every single morning, I'm trying to drop a 7:30 a.m. Eastern time video drop. So there's going to be so much more content, not just live streams. So get ready for that. And this $20 hauler from my boy Will.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Will, appreciate you. Ron Navy, I'm almost coming to your phone call. Just wait 1 second. 12-man half PPR sweat fest called. Okay, let's see here. Associates, Supernovas. That's your team name? That's awesome. Hertz, Genty, Achan, McLaurin, Buka, Ingram, Myers, Flex, Rice, Ollie, Thornton Jr. Start Evan Ingram or Kraft. Probably go Evan Ingram this week, but I really do like Kraft. Kraft's maybe safer. And he was pretty good last year, but I think I want to see it before I believe it this year. So I'm going to go Ingram. He's the Joker. We've liked him all offseason for a reason. Other moves, I'd probably say between Genty, Achan, you've got Ollie, you're covered there. McLaurin is fantastic with Buka and Ingram. I'd be tempted to move potentially. Let's see. I think I'd just wait on Rice. I don't think you got much you can move because you can't move Ollie. And I don't want you moving Ollie Gordon. Maybe Kraft at some point gain some value. I like McLaurin, but I wouldn't mind necessarily upgrading him. Hertz, you could still maybe trade out of Hertz and go after something like if you were to take, let's say, McLaurin and Hertz and turn that into Bo Nix and maybe like a London or Bo Nix and a BTJ. I think I'd do that. That's the only thing I would consider. Or Hertz for Mahomes. Try Mahomes first. Go after Mahomes and a better wide receiver than McLaurin. Not that I don't like McLaurin, but it's an opportunity that I think you can exploit. Right now, you're 7.8 or 9, which is not bad, but you're waiting for that one move that can make the difference and make you the league winner without me even looking at the rosters. $20 hauler from Losos. Appreciate you.
Super chat alert.
Los, thank you, pal. Appreciate you. Do I start Krosky, Merritt, or Sharbs, Benson, Marks? I think you got to go. Chat, vote on this one. Charbonnet or Krosky, Merritt? Maybe we get news that makes us go Charbonnet, no question about it, walking into tomorrow and Saturday. So I have a feeling we'll have clarity on this one. You know, whether it's clarity on anti-Krosky starts or in favor of starting Krosky, Merritt, or in favor of Charbonnet. But right now it's between Sharbs and Krosky. If I put in your lineup right now in case you forget or something, I'd put in Charbonnet for now. But I think that, we just need to wait on the news in regards to that situation, in regards to both of those. Who to trade to get McCaffrey on the low at any point? Who to trade to get McCaffrey? Why would you want to get McCaffrey on the low? Why go down this road? No one's going to sell him yet for something that I'm willing to tell you to go do. Meaning, give me a third-round player. Give me a Harvey in round 4 over Christian McCaffrey. Give me a Lad McConkey over Christian McCaffrey. So you know what I mean? I'm not going there. I'm just not going there, and I would not advise anybody to give away pieces like that. You're certainly not even going to get them for that, to be honest with you, because people are going to be so deathly afraid of losing that value from Jump Street. He hasn't even played yet. He hasn't even not played yet. You know what I'm saying? Stiffy.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Stiffy. Appreciate you. 12-team QB Knicks, Hendy, Harvey, Neighbors, Nico, McBride, Igbuka, Ridley. Nice team. Benches, Gordon, JCM. You got JCM as a trade piece. Charbonnet eventually as a trade piece. Don't sell them too early. Ridley and JCM, Ridley and Charbonnet probably get you something at some point. And that would be a nice flex upgrade. Not that I don't like Ridley, but I'm certainly in the business of trying to get that bigger player. And everything else I like, so that would be the only player I'd want to move at some point. And I don't even necessarily force it. If I can go get Ladd, if I can go get MHJ, if I can go get a Hampton, Hendy, Harvey, and it looks like you already have Harvey and Hendy. So those types of players for Ridley, I'm doing that. So I'm trading Ridley and JCM, or Ridley and Mason, Ridley and Sharbs. The only person you could maybe trade now would be, Ridley and JCM, and just poke around at that Lad McConkey level type player. Hampton's got a little bit of risk right now to people, so he might be movable. And then these last 2 super chats are going to put right here after I answer Ron Navy's call. And I'll get to these in 1 second, boys. Ron Navy, you're live.
Hey, Smitty.
What's up?
Yeah, what a difference 3 years makes, huh? You're sounding like I sounded 3 years ago on Hurts, and you're the one that switched my mind on. You're the one that turned me. To Hurts.
Yeah. Well, I will say he was a better quarterback before. Like there is a decline as well.
Well, the thing I'm talking, because I said back then that he was not a good passer, but you said watch, and he actually that changed because he did. So we know he's capable of doing it. We know he's capable of doing it. He's got the skills to do it. It's just, is he going to do it? He had a bad year last year, and
is he still capable? I don't know. Is he getting banged up and just wearing down? That's kind of my concern. Everybody's acting like this tush push is not a taxing thing. I think he's playing injured all year long, every year, and nobody knows because Sirianni is not honest about his injury report or his player injuries. So part of my thinking is that Hurts is he's just getting abused by this tush push, and no one realizes how bad. I mean, look, I know it's so easy to be like, that doesn't look like it's any sort of bother. Just kind of, almost looks like he's falling into a bunch of, pillows because he just like pushes forward, but he's got 300-pound linemen just stacking on top of him. He's firing off his quads. He's pushing through, and everybody says they hate it. It's such a brutal play. And I don't know. I think you lose certain coordinators. Like Shane Steichen was really good for him as a passer. I think Kellen Moore was good for him as a facilitator. I think what he's dealing with right now is something lesser on all those levels, and I just don't know that we're going to see the same player. I think sometimes you have the right coach and the right scheme, you can be better than you really are. And I don't see Hurts. I don't see the skill in his throwing capabilities anymore. I don't know why they vanished. I don't know if it was all Shane Steichen or what it was, but I certainly do not see a guy that's a gunslinger or in any sort of gunslinger like in waiting. I just don't know. Anything's possible to run. You're right. He did at one point have seemed like he had a good arm and is in a good system for it. But that's Shane Steichen, I think. And it's hard to like Shane Steichen. Well, things change. Adjust and adapt, Ron.
Look on him, remember?
Adjust and adapt, Ronnie boy.
I know. I just thought it was funny though, because it's kind of like 180,
full circle.
And
what else?
Yeah. So
what else you got?
Dak, I agree with you. Dak looked good tonight, and so did Williams. Williams ran hard. I like that. CD is doing what he's always done though. He's always had those problems where he goes through a period of time where he drops a lot of balls. Remember a couple years ago, before he had his big year, remember I was like, I don't know if you remember or not, but they were playing a game and we were talking offline, and I'm like, he can't catch the ball. He can't catch the ball. He can't catch the ball. And he seems like he's starting to have that.
I wouldn't go that far. I think it's one game. I'm not worried about it. I think he had a remarkable game. He had 100 yards. That last catch was tough, especially being tired, worn down, already kind of in your own head. He'll recover.
And then
Lamb's a monster.
And then Pickens is doing the same stupid stuff he did in Pittsburgh. He cost them. They got the ball all the way down there, and because he was stupid like he was in Pittsburgh, it cost him a big penalty and put him back. So Pickens still's got a long ways to go. I mean, I don't know. He's bringing his bad crap.
We'll see. We'll see what he does. I still think he's been catching everything, looking remarkable. But you know what? Preseason and camp,
I like him.
Sometimes is deceiving. I won't lie that there's an opportunity for this to go awry. There's a chance that it goes awry. All right. Hold on one second.
Anyways, I'm gonna let you go.
Oh, okay.
No, because I know you got a bunch of stuff to do. So.
All right, Ron. Appreciate you, bro.
I'll catch you later. Hey, Travis. Good talking to you.
Hey, Ron. Later, Ron.
All right. Let me go over to this 954 caller. You're live, 954. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yo, what's going on, Smitty? My name's Taylor. I'm from Ohio.
What's up?
All right, so I saw the Chris McCaffrey news, immediately went and picked up Brian Robinson Jr. So I'm pretty sure, because I've got RJ Harvey as my RB2, pretty sure I'm still going to start him there no matter what happens. But do you think I should at least consider the idea of starting B-Rob at RB2?
We have no information on that. You're putting the cart way before the horse. We need to know if B-Rob Jr. is starting. We don't. I mean, you're assuming that maybe McCaffrey's missing the game. We don't know.
Yeah, I'm assuming if McCaffrey is ruled out.
If McCaffrey's ruled out, B-Rob over who? Who's your other option?
RJ Harvey.
Let's play it by ear, bro. Let's play it by ear. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to be giving you too much concrete strategy at this point. We need to know what's going on. You know, we need to hear what.
Still B-Rob.
We need to hear what the workload divide would be. Everybody's assuming that Garendo's dead, and we just gotta wait. Garendo is still the better player by far over Brian Robinson Jr. And I don't know why Niner fans get so offended by that comment. It's like they're both Niners. Like why are we getting so overly in our feelings about me liking one Niner running back over the other? Now, I realize he's had trouble staying healthy. I'm not saying that that's something I can remedy. I don't know about his fumbling problem that he had the week that the day before they traded for Brian Robinson Jr. I guess he fumbled the ball 2 or 3 times. But the bottom line is, yeah, B-Rob was so mid that they didn't even want to keep him in Washington. What harm would it be to just keep him around? He knows football. He's a veteran, and they didn't want to have him on the roster. They just wanted to move on. And so the fact that everybody thinks that he's just going to come into San Francisco and be some world star, I mean, I don't understand it. Garendo proved how good he was, how electric he was. And some, including me, would say at times I didn't realize Christian McCaffrey was out of the game. The way he would catch, the way he would run, his speed is unmatched. Like, Garendo is the guy. Garendonites unite. There's a reason we love Garendo. Problem is, we're not the coach. We're not the decision maker. And this coach, for some weird reason, doesn't want to put Garendo in his lineup as of right now if Christian McCaffrey went down. And you got to think that this trade, when they went and got B-Rob, why did they go get B-Rob? Is this something that Shanahan knew all along? Is he completely lying to us again? Is he afraid he's going to get fined? Like, why is it all of a sudden we're hearing about this calf injury? What?
I think it's completely likely that Shanahan knew the whole time.
It's just insane. Look, we heard about Christian McCaffrey right before week 1 last year, which was insane. And then all of a sudden, we're hearing 1 hour before Thursday night kickoff. That is absolutely ludicrous. Ludicrous. B-Rob Jr. is mid.
I think max he's like a high upside RB2. I don't think he goes higher than that.
Who?
B-Rob.
Yeah, I mean, in this system, he could definitely produce. I'm not saying he won't produce, but I'm just saying when we're talking about the difference of these guys, we're talking about, the difference between Garendo and Brian Robinson Jr. I just find it astounding that people are on the side of B-Rob right now, especially Niner fans. They're like, B-Rob's great. Like, I even said on my boy Raj's live stream last night when I was talking in front of a lot of Niner fans, and they thought I was crazy. They're like, you don't know ball, you're casual, because they always rip on my take because they're all Niner fans. But I was sitting there saying, like, B-Rob Jr., if you guys didn't acquire him, you'd be making fun of him. The fan base would be like, he's mid. Let's say the Eagles acquired B-Rob Jr. The Niner fans would be like, he's trash, he's mid. But you acquire B-Rob Jr., now he's your savior. But the crazy part is that this fan base is not behind Garendo anymore. I have no idea why. Garendo was fantastic last year. He got hurt. Guess who else is getting hurt? Everyone in San Francisco is getting hurt. You think B-Rob isn't going to come over and get hurt? Everyone gets hurt in San Francisco. And it's not a coincidence. So guess what? B-Rob Jr. is going to now fall victim of injuries in San Francisco because there's a whole lot of reasons why that we break down. All right, last question. And I got to go, bro.
All right. I don't think I got anything else. So
All right, man. All right, appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Let me go to the next caller. 707, you're live.
Hey, what's up, Smitty? I drafted Devontae Smith as my second wide receiver. How are you feeling about it?
After tonight, not great. But I do like him if AJB were to go down. And it's not like you spent a high pick on Devontae Smith. He was a 4th or 5th rounder. So a lot more risk is baked into it. You know? But I still think he's going to be a lot less consistent than we want, unfortunately. He was a guy like near the end of the last week or two. I'm like, I've started to like drafting him. I'm like, this feels pretty good. Devontae Smith in the 4-5 turn area. Not really feeling that right now. Like if I could go back, I would take Hunter early all day long over Devontae Smith. So, adjust and adapt. So if you could trade Devontae Smith in something for Travis Hunter, do it live.
Okay. Would you trade? I also got Walker in the 6th round. Would you trade Walker?
For who?
And Devontae Smith.
Trade Walker and Devontae Smith for who?
I don't know. That's why.
Yes, to answer your question, I would trade both of them. Sure. Yeah. I don't want anything to do with Kenneth Walker right now, unless I've got Charbonnet. Then I'm okay with it, but I'm still shopping Walker and keeping Charbonnet. Couple them with like a Pickens or a Devontae Smith and then move for a different player like Hampton or, obviously Hendy, but those type of players. Kyron, wide receivers like Lab McConkey. I would rather have Lab McConkey over Kenneth Walker. I don't know if I would trade Kenneth Walker and Devontae Smith for just Lab McConkey, but I want Ladd and somebody else. I'd go after, if I needed a tight end, I'd go after Tyler Warren and see what other player I could get in that kind of trade. I'd trade Devontae Smith straight up for Tyler Warren. I'd trade up Devontae Smith straight up for Travis Hunter, for Deebo Samuel, obviously for Emeka Egbuka, which probably won't happen. I'd trade Devontae Smith for Ollie Gordon straight up for the upside as examples. All right, my boy, I got to go. Later.
All right,
Travis, what else you got? Then I got to hit these super chats and you can stay on hold, but.
Yeah, just with Blue, I think seeing what Miles Sanders, on the downs that Javonte wasn't in, and it seems like they're not using Javonte quite as much in the passing game. That might change, but if Blue can get in there and be healthy, he's going to pass by Sanders really quick, and so he's going to have a role no matter what, I think.
Yeah. All right, let me hit these supers real quick. Just hang tight, Travis, real quickly. Super chat, $20 holler, Shane. Shane.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Shane, appreciate you, my boy. Shane to the moon. If you guys missed the full Scott Hansen interview, that is on the channel. Go watch it. It's a few videos back now, but the full Scott Hansen video I posted as a separate video where we talked Christian McCaffrey and Genty. He did give himself a way out on that, and he said that if McCaffrey's healthy, but that's the thing is that's always the line people give when you're like McCaffrey or so and so, and they're like, when McCaffrey's on the field, he's the best player in the league. Who should I trade Jalen Hurts for? This is my 12-team PPR double flex: Jalen Hurts, CMC, Genty, Jennings, Waddle, Bowers, Hunter, Ridley. I'm trying to get Bo Nix. I'm trying to get Mahomes. Those are the two quarterbacks I want the most. Now, are you doing it straight up? No, you're getting something massively upgraded, like trading Waddle or Jennings and getting them upgraded massively, and then get Travis Hunter in your lineup if he's not already in their flex. Upgrading Ridley or Waddle and Ridley together for one player, you could do that as well. But Hurts and Ridley for one quarterback, I do that straight up. I'd give Ridley and Hurts for I'd give up Ridley and Hurts for Josh Allen or JD5 or Lamar. I would rather have that. Ridley, like maybe you like Ridley, that's fine. You know, Jennings, I give up Waddle to do that trade. I just want to get out of the Jalen Hurts game while you can. Not that he can't score well, but if I get JD5, Lamar, or Josh Allen, or Burrow, I'm giving up either one of those wide receivers, Waddle or Ridley. Now, if you can't do that, then you're trading downward and you're just trying to upgrade Waddle or Ridley. So you're getting a quarterback like Knicks or Mahomes, and you're getting to ask for a better wide receiver than Waddle, a lad, somebody higher, Ridley for a lad or somebody higher. Maybe MHJ if you like him enough, but it really does depend on what your valuations are for some of these guys. Dynasty 1 tight end premium, traded Hurts and Connor for Knicks and Warren. In Dynasty, I love that, bro. Other people won't. I love it. And Smitty approved that 100%. Are we also panicking on Devontae Smith? As you just heard me allude to, yeah, a little bit, yeah. But less so because the cost was around 4 or 5. So there's opportunity. And if AJB went down, he would certainly eat enough, I think. Pick my second flex, Kraft, Keenan Allen, Ollie Gordon, JCM. I'm going to go Gordon, but it's a risk. You got to know that you're risking the biscuit on that one. I don't want to hear, Smitty, you ruined my week. You've got to be the one that makes that call. It's not an easy call. Ollie Gordon's certainly a risk. Should I drop Tootin for Garendo? Probably not, because Garendo's not even the starter, the backup. You know, right now it sounds like it's Brian Robinson Jr., so you're going to get a third running back, which will eventually probably be used. But it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. I'm not saying I wouldn't pick up Garendo if I had a spot to burn, but that doesn't sound like you do. Hey, Smitty, 12-man PPR, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 flex. I got Knicks, JJ, Worthy, Igbuka, Bucky, Hendy, McBride, Keenan Allen, benches, Addison. How did you do? Solid. Bucky and Hendy's fantastic. McBride's unbelievable. Keenan Allen is kind of sketchy, but you got Addison and Gordon, and you'll be fine there. And Keenan Allen's okay. Would I try and get rid of... Yeah, no, that's it. I'm just waiting on. I'm waiting on Gordon. Waiting on Gordon and Addison. If I could trade Addison now for, like, let's say an upgrade on Worthy or slight upgrade on Knicks, Addison and Knicks for Mahomes, or Addison and Worthy for a slight wide receiver bump, then I'd probably do that. I think you're a 7.9 until you get Ollie Gordon firing on all cylinders, and then all of a sudden you've got not only trade value but an amazing flex. Or Addison comes back and is great, but I definitely use Addison to upgrade if you can at the Worthy or quarterback spot. And if you felt like you were still lagging somehow, I'm not opposed to trading JJ down to Neighbors, London, CeeDee Lamb. Maybe is cheaper today than he was yesterday. Maybe you can trade JJ for Lamb and make some sort of other small bump somewhere. Just maybe it's preference. Maybe both of you are like, I like my players better than this 2 for 2. And you can do something like that. But I think if you were to trade JJ down to like London or BTJ, what could you upgrade in that other spot? You know, that wide receiver spot. Look to it, but ultimately I think you're just waiting for that bench value. Start 2 wide receivers, 2 flexes. MHJ, Travis Hunter, Igbuka, Debo, Xavier Worthy, Bucky Irving. I'm starting Bajan and Achane at running back 1 and 2. Like the squad a lot. I think there's a lot of potential here. And your 2 wide receivers and 2 flexes, I would say. Starting Bajan. So Bucky's obviously your starter, bro. I mean, come on. So two flexes. That's one of your flex plays. And then you're probably choosing Worthy, Igbuka, and damn, bro, I don't know. I guess Worthy, Igbuka, Debo, and Bucky, I guess. If not Debo, Travis Hunter. I mean, MHJ I probably wait a week on, but that's fantastic. You got to make some trades, maybe consolidate some of that. Cut 2. Need a kicker and a defense. Horton, Mitchell, Brashard Smith. I guess I keep Brashard Smith out of those 3. But honestly, opportunity could change that, you know, in a snap of a finger. Have BTJ, Igbuka, DJ Moore, Tet, and Rice. And am I good enough at wide receiver to last the 6 games? I think so. Yeah, I think so. Would I be tempted to move Tet and DJ Moore for one bigger monster still? Yeah. Pick up like a Tesla off the bench or off the waivers. something like that. Thornton off waivers. Do you start Chuba Hubbard or Brian Robinson this week? We have no news on Brian Robinson and Christian McCaffrey, so I think you're prematurely asking this question. Let's say Christian McCaffrey was out. I'd still start Chuba Hubbard, but it would be definitely something to look into trade-wise. 14-team auction, 2 running back, wide receiver, Knicks, Neighbors, Egbuka, Bucky, Chase Brown, Warren, Harvey, Golden, JCM, Ollie. Make any moves? I'd probably say with this 14-team league, you're set up pretty nicely. JCM is always a good trade component right now. What do you upgrade, though? I don't think I'd touch anything on the roster except for if it was like JCM and Golden for that lad. JCM and Golden for, you already have Harvey, so you can't trade for Harvey. You already have Ollie Gordon, so you can't trade for Ollie Gordon. Bo Nix, MHJ for JCM and Ollie Gordon. Running backs that come to mind. We just saw Chuba Hubbard extremely disrespected a minute ago, so Chuba's a decent option. JCM to upgrade. I don't know. I think I'd just kind of sit on this. This team's really good. JCM or Golden to upgrade Nick slightly into Mahomes, if you could, I suppose. Past that, I really like your team, and I think I just wait on it. John, appreciate you. 12-team auction draft, half PPR. How did I do? Hurts, BTJ, London, Tet McMillan, Kenneth Walker. It's solid. I'm not in the business of drafting Kenneth Walker, especially when you don't have Charbonnet. It's just a big misstep. But you can probably trade him and maybe McMillan right now for one bigger, stronger, better player. That's probably what I would do. And you got to think like top 12 overall player. You're not going to, breach the top 5 or 6 guys, but I would contemplate that. Past that, you're kind of just waiting on some of this talent. But Kenneth Walker is somebody I'm definitely moving. I don't trust him. Without Charbonnet, it's a trap. It's a total, utter trap. Thank you for the super chat. I have Garendo in every league. Well, I mean, Joe, that might sound like a glorious thing, but we don't even know if Garendo is going to even get a shot. It sounds like they've moved on from him. But hopefully they give him a shot because he's the best running back after Christian McCaffrey. Appreciate you dropping the super chat, my boy, in the live stream. Thank you very much. And let's get to these real quickly. We got $10 hauler advice, JD5, Genty, Hampton, Pickens, BTJ, JMO, Andrews, Addison, Debo. Likely waiting after week 1 to see who I can buy. Not a fan of having a bunch of wide receiver 2s. Yeah, I mean, your team, you got BTJ's fine. Genty and Hampton, JD5's fine. Pickens, obviously don't sell him yet. You definitely lose out on that. JMO's not bad. JMO, I love Debo and JMO. I like Debo as much as JMO. So putting like Debo in the lineup and trading, let's say, JMO and Caleb Johnson, who you had trade value on. You should have sold him when I told you. Now his value is tanking. I love Harvey and Travis Hunter right now, so I'm trying to maybe get those guys using JMO and Caleb Johnson. I love JSN as a buy low right now. I love, obviously, Hendy and Kyron as buy lows. Breece Hall's not bad buy low right now. If you were to, let's say, move Caleb Johnson and I don't even know if you have another piece that you could move, though. Braylon Allen, maybe. If someone's really running back needy. I don't even know if that would work. Pickens and Caleb Johnson for some wide receiver upgrade like Ladd. I keep using Ladd. Ladd's a nice player to trade for right now. Ladd was going way too high in the offseason in Dust Ball second round, like 14, 15 overall at one point. And I didn't like that. But the line in the sand, as we talk about, changes where I value a player. And Ladd in like a late 3rd to 4th round value is a home run. Trade B-Rob for Jordan Mason, Monty, or Rice to the CMC owner. I'd take Rice in a millisecond for B-Rob Jr., bro. In a millisecond, in a heartbeat. Have Genty, Javonte, Blue offered Bucky, Diggs, or Downs for my Hampton and Metcalf. I would take Bucky and Downs over Metcalf and Hampton, but it's close-ish, but I definitely would take that. I love Bucky. I think Bucky's going to destroy. 10-team, full PPR, 1 QB. One flex. Hampton, Brees, Harvey, Gordon, London, Chase, Igbuka, Hunter, Rice, trade Chase, Jamar Chase for Bijan and Garrett Wilson. I don't know that you need it, though. You've got London, Chase, Igbuka, Hunter, and Rice. Well, let's see your running backs. I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe you could. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This one's tough. I guess I would say yes, do the trade. Because you could use Garrett Wilson still, and then Bijan and Hampton is solid. I'd probably say yes. I don't like getting rid of Jamar Chase, but I would draft Bijan over him anyway. So I'd definitely take a free Garrett Wilson, and whether you use him or not, you can definitely flip him. So definitely do that. Just grab Garendo. What are his chances of being running back one right now? Not good, because he's currently the third string running back, and McCaffrey's not out yet. So you're talking about you grabbed the third. Like, everyone's racing here going, got Garendo. Like, we like Garendo, but unfortunately Shanahan doesn't. Maybe that changes, and if it does, we'll be here to press the Garendonites button and unite together. But it does not look good right now. It looks like he is fallen out of favor. Now, Brian Robinson Jr. is surely to get injured, though, so then he'll be back in favor. So move Tet and DJ Moore for Ladd. I would definitely take Ladd. Not everybody would. Some people like Tet that much. I certainly would sell Tet that high. I think you're not going to even regret that. Now, DJ Moore could prove me wrong and be as valuable as anybody in that deal, but I'm going to bank on the fact that it's a rotation there in Chicago. I don't trust Caleb. I don't know if Ben's going to, start leaning on Burden, the guy he drafted. So I'm going to go ahead and say I definitely take that trade, my boy. I think it's an amazing move. A big FU to Carter. Suspend that man. Spitting on is the ultimate disrespect. My opponent started Javonte Williams tonight. Also, should I start MHJ over Hendy? I probably wouldn't, although it's very arguable. Like, MHJ is getting mad disrespected, almost as badly as Dak got disrespected by getting spat on. But at the same time, Dak did not deserve it. He did seem to, in a video I put up on my Instagram, instigated. Just a little bit of a spitting over in the direction. Didn't land on him, though, so he had no right to go over and spit on him. But I agree. I think they should suspend him. Nothing. You could spit on the ground. Like, that's if you're talking to somebody and they say something and they're far away from you and you go, I don't agree with you, and you spit on the ground to show your disrespect. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Who cares? But you walk up to somebody and spit on them, it's different. I don't care if you instigated it or not. All right, Travis, you're back live to Travis.
People were asking about calling in. I don't know if you were gonna, if the phones are open or not.
Yeah, I can hit it. Ask, so. Hollywood Bill or Keenan Allen for PPR. Go Bill. I would swing away with Bill in this context. All right, dial in real quick, guys. I'm gonna add about 4, 5, 6 people, and then I'm gonna cut it off. So if you don't get in, don't just keep calling again and calling, because I won't answer. As soon as I cut it off, you will not get in, and that's your sign then.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Phone call. Phone line is open. Pearsall or Hampton this week. I'm going to go Hampton. Anything can happen, though. Trust your gut. Is Ollie Gordon going to start over Achane? No. Why would he start over Achane? I don't even know where you're getting that. I mean, is Achane injured? No. I mean, he's limited today, but he's already said that he's 100%. I don't buy that he's 100%. I'm sure that there is a little bit of some lingering concerns or worry that maybe you have a calf strain, you're worried about it coming back. But why Ollie Gordon's not starting over Devon Achane? If anything happens, I'm not saying that news doesn't break tomorrow, but that's new news. Right now, there's nothing that indicates that whatsoever. Tomorrow could be different. Tomorrow could be a different day. Tomorrow could be different news. We could be running in here going, Achane is not, he's sitting out week number. Turn the background noise down in the background and please mute yourself. I'll be right with you.
Sorry.
604, please mute yourself and turn down any background noise. I'll be right with you, but please hit mute. definitely could be a different world. Everybody mute on the phone line, please, if you're not. Everybody but Travis right now.
Okay.
Who knows what's going to happen? It really is a tough decision. Let me merge this last caller. Caller, you're the last caller. Please mute yourself and hang tight. I'll be right with you. Anybody else that calls in, you'll be going straight to voicemail. So no need to try calling in over and over and over again. You're not going to get in. Healing, appreciate you. Are Benson, Mims, and Tootin drops to get B-Rob? Maybe Mims if you were really good at receiver, but past that, no, I'm not. I'm not dropping Tootin or Benson. Those guys are league winners in their own right, and they're in a better position than B-Rob right now to be a league winner, in my opinion. Until McCaffrey's, because look, I still think Garendo's better. I just don't know. I don't know that B-Rob is going to just be this world star all of a sudden. Or Benson. Oh, I answered that one already. All right, let me go to the phone line here. I definitely pick up B-Rob. He's definitely like where I put him on this waiver board is a tough call. You know, like now B-Rob Jr. is first of all, he's probably taken already in a lot of leagues. I mean, he was drafted in a lot of leagues, so it's kind of hard to say where he would go. But Travis, can you look up what his availability is in a few different platforms, or at least Sleeper? I don't know if you've got that in front of you.
B-Rob?
Yeah. Like, is he even worth putting on the waiver board? I feel like he's probably not available in a ton of leagues at all.
So looking at the Marsman League, he's 83% rostered.
Okay, so that's still enough to maybe
17% available.
I still would rather have Ollie Gordon and Krosky Merritt over him, to be frank. I think that Blue might have fallen out of favor for a lot of people right now, but I'm still loving Jaden Blue. But yeah, I would say
he's only 64% rostered. So
okay, so that is a ton. And I'm gonna put Garendo on this list right now too, because Garendo should be added right now. Guys, I'm not answering any more phone calls right now, so if you're trying to dial in, you're not going to get in. You're just wasting your time.
Yeah, Garendo's available in 80% of sleeper leagues right now.
Yeah. Mitchell, let me move these guys down a little bit. And so Marks is still a great ad. Dylan Sampson's a great ad or hold, but he's probably going to get competition. Blue, I still think is a league winner, but even if I move Blue, let's say right here, and I put, Judkins is going to sign and is going to have tremendous trade value, and I would definitely sell him the first chance I got. Garendo, I'm going to put slightly below Brian Robinson Jr. only because of the current pecking order by San Francisco that is wrong. It shouldn't be this way, and there's a chance that it will change very soon. We'll put Garendo right there. We'll put, where's B-Rob? Didn't I just add him? Where'd he go? Did I just delete him? I think I just deleted him. Damn it. All right, I'll put Blue down here. Brashard Smith or B-Rob? I think
that's tough.
It's probably pretty easy to say that B-Rob's the better pickup, but I think in time, people are going to wish that they had... let's move this up. Hold on a second. I think people are going to wish that they had Brashard Smith in time, because I don't think Brian Robinson Jr. starts like half a season, even if McCaffrey were to miss half the season. I think it's going to be a Garendo, B-Rob. Let me put this up. Why did I delete that? All right, B-Rob. We'll just put him right here for now. But he's below Krosky, Merritt, and Gordon. Gordon's the best pickup maybe of the year as of right now. So put B-Rob right.
Just quickly, I don't know. I missed the Thornton Jr. show. I got to go back and watch it, so I don't know if you mentioned it. With Christian Kirk probably missing the game, how do you feel about Jalen Noel as like a stash? He's going to be in the slot over Jaden Hayden.
Yeah, I like Noel. I just don't know. It's kind of a mess there. Like trying to figure that out anyway. and Stroud, hasn't bounced back yet, and I need to see that. So, I'm not necessarily touching that wide receiver room.
I'm just curious with that. Obviously, him and Dell had a certain rapport, but with him going into more of that Dell room and Higgins might. There could be something there.
I think I'm going to wait and see.
I know it's a deep.
Yeah, sure. You're which one are you saying you like the most then? Noel?
Jalen Noel only because he's going into the slot room if Kirk misses time.
Yeah. But. You know what? Let's put him on the board here. He deserves to be here at least. So I'll put Ayo Manor up.
Ahead of a Mechie.
Yeah, let's put him right here. We'll put him right above. We'll put Jaden Higgins right above him, and we'll put Noel right above Kirk. And I don't know if I would move any of this around, like just glancing at it. There's a little bit of movement here, I suppose. Let me put Noel right here. I got so many names on here. Everything's freezing when I'm trying to move it around. Noel. All right. Let me go back to the phone lines real quickly, and then I'll answer any super chats that come in the order in which they're received. On the phone line, we've got a full phone line. Adam, you're live.
Yo, Smitty.
What's up?
It's Ricky again. I don't know why this keeps showing up.
Sorry, Ricky.
Whatever. No, you're good. Smitty, so quick question. So I had offered this guy a trade. He seemed like he wanted Saquon, and I was asking for Chase Brown and Lamb for Saquon and Pickens that he wanted. And then he saved it, said he was going to wait until week 1. And he had also offered like Breece Hall and Lamb for Pickens and Saquon, but I thought that wasn't enough. So I just sent the other one, and he saved it and stuff, and said he was going to wait the week out. So, like, what do you have any like other ideas or anything, like suggestions?
Yeah. So you're trying to trade Barkley for Lamb and who?
I was trying to get Lamb and Chase Brown.
Okay. So here's what you do. You text him? How do you communicate with him? By courier or
text? Yeah, I texted him after the game, right after Lamb dropped.
So withdraw the offer. And just tell him you're out. Barkley's too good. Say, no way. Lamb's dropping the ball over the place. Say, Barkley looks like a monster. I'm out. And then that will at least trigger his interest. If you start waiting on, hand and foot for him, he's gonna just try and work you over. Just let him know, and don't be afraid to keep Barkley. Be like, screw it, But tell him you're out. You're out. Barkley looks phenomenal tonight.
Exactly. I texted him right after. I was like, "Can we talk about Lamb?"
I do want to do it though. I do want you to make the trade, but right now he's not ready. He's not ready.
Mm-hmm.
If he's not ready off CeeDee Lamb dropping all those balls, that I don't know that.
Yeah,
and Dak not scoring any touchdowns, that I don't know he'll ever be ready anyway. So push the limits to this and just withdraw it, and then send him a text. Say I withdrew it, or you can say I'm going home. If it's not done, I'm keeping Barkley because Barkley looked great and Dak looked like trash. You could just say that, even though Dak didn't.
No, for sure. And it's just crazy because if you didn't watch the game, he's gonna be looking at the same exact score. Both of them got 18, Saquon and CD, which is not transparent to what happened in the game.
Yeah, well, you just tell him if you watch the game, Dak can't even get in the end zone. I'm out, and just tell him that and walk away from it and see what he does.
Mm-hmm. Bet. And what about Pickens? Are we panicking, or what are we doing?
No, I mean, look, Pickens had 2 PIs where he definitely got first down draws when they would have been nice receptions. He almost caught one of those big plays. It was a one-handed that he normally grabs, but he missed it. Dak had so many dropped balls. It's not even Dak's fault at all. So Pickens looked pretty good. He's. You drafted him where? 5th or 6th round? 5th round?
I got him on the 6th, I'm pretty sure.
So so he'll be fine there, bro. He'll be fine there.
Got him 6th. Yeah, those are my wide receiver room is low key shaky because I got Pickens and Hunter, and my flex is always a a coin toss that I just sent you, like Hollywood, Bill, and Keenan Allen. So I need something. Ollie Gordon needs to pop out.
Yep. I think Ollie Gordon will be a savior for you. All right, bro. Got to go. Appreciate you.
All right, bro. Appreciate you. Have a great night.
Yep. All right. Let me go over to Brandon. Brandon, you're live.
Hey, how are we doing? A longtime fan. First of all, just on your behalf, I want to say A.J. Brown fans take a lap. But going into my questions, I was just wondering, I'm a Niner fan, and I took the swing on C-Mac, but I'm wondering, like, what's the lowest you would, like, sell him for? And then I have a couple more questions if you're willing to take them. But
yeah, I think Hampton, I would take Hampton over CMC. I'd take Kyron over CMC. I mean, these are all obvious. You know, what point do I, like, get crazy? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I mean, think about last year, and I'm not saying we can predict this, right? But last year, what would you have said to somebody if, when things were kind of unfolding the way that they're unfolding, and they came to you and said, hey, you know, he's got the calf injury, probably should be okay, he'll play, but I was thinking about trading him right now early, and you'd been like, no, what if he's fine? But then ends up being out for majority of the year, and you look back at that advice you gave that person when they could have got a player that was, you know, still very serviceable. So it's a risk. It's a risky proposition right now to get rid of him now for anything less than Kyron and Hampton and Hendy and you know, players. It's a risk, but you got to ask yourself, can you win if you swap him out? If you traded him for Ollie Gordon and Hunter, or Harvey and Ollie Gordon, or Harvey and Debo, or just Debo and Ollie Gordon, would you win? Like, would you survive? Are you making a grave mistake? Might this be just a little blip on the radar news-wise, and then he ends up playing week 1, he ends up kind of surviving, and his body just somehow maintains, and he gets a little bit better each week, and then the calf injury is 100%, and he's been playing. It's possible. And then you screw yourself out of Christian McCaffrey. But, I mean, honestly, taking anything last year would have been better than not taking it. So we're teeter-tottering on that decision point. And I can't be the one to tell you when to jump. But I will say, without a hesitation, Hendy, Harvey, Hampton, even Harvey, straight up. You know, even you got to consider like a Lad McConkey. You know? If this guy's going to stay healthy, he's already struggling with calf injuries. Even if he shares the ball a little bit more than normal, and Shanahan does not run 2 running backs, is he going to produce what Lad's line's going to be? Like, let's say Lad gets you 1,300, 1,200 yards, 1,295, and 10 touchdowns. And let's say he has, 95 receptions. Would you be okay with those numbers from Christian McCaffrey right now? Yes. If I told you could press a button and you'd have 1,200 total yards, 10 touchdowns, and 95 receptions, which if you make, let's say, some of that off-balance rushing and receiving, take the 95 receptions, give you more rushing, stats, et cetera, you would be ecstatic with that line. If you could press a button, you'd lock in 1,210. You'd be so worried that this guy might not reach that, you'd press the button. So you got to ask yourself, what player is a press the button? I'm fine with this if it goes the other way. Lad makes sense.
As a Niner fan, I feel like hypothetically, if McCaffrey does go out, like a Kyle Shanahan, like historically or typically, like a Lorenzo Mold, he uses like at least 2 running backs. It feels like.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He never uses 2 running backs.
Or I feel like other than like a Jordan Mason, like what's another example of like him?
Bro, whenever Christian McCaffrey's gone down, he goes to Jordan Mason only, then to Garendo only, then to it's literally one player. It doesn't really rotate at all. Even when McCaffrey came back from his injury and then he tore his PCL, a reporter asked him, why didn't you just use Mason? He was looking great all year. And he goes, we don't use multiple running backs. This is out of his own mouth. After Christian McCaffrey tore his PCL and was out for the year last year, he said from his own mouth, we just don't have a system or you run multiple running backs, and it's just not how we do it. So they don't historically do that when Christian McCaffrey goes down. You're literally going to have Brian Robinson Jr. work to death till he breaks. They're going to go back to Garendo. He's probably going to break. Jordan James probably gets 1 or 2 starts, and he's going to break. Maybe Christian McCaffrey is able to come back right then. That's just the way Shanahan does it every time.
Okay. I have 2 more if possible. The first one is...
All right, quickly, because I got to go to the next one.
Matthew Golden or Garrett Wilson?
Garrett Wilson. I think Golden's got a nice opportunity, but, I mean, we can't put him above Garrett Wilson yet. My opinion.
Would you agree that this is the first time in Jordan Love's career where he has an actual wide receiver 1, and they're gonna go to him a little more than anyone else?
Maybe. I think that Golden's nice, but he did not he was not prospecting at like a wide receiver 1 first round grade. He was kind of a reach, but I think he looks pretty good. Also, that statement of Jordan Love, like Jordan Love's still young. He had a number 1 in Jaden Reed. He just didn't make Jaden Reed into a number 1, so it's easy to be like, he's never had a number 1. But Jaden Reed's a number 1, bro. He's really good. Jaden Reed is a boss, bro. They misused him. He's really worried about losing his job, so he's playing with the Jones fracture right now, and that's not smart. Christian Watson was kind of a 1, and he couldn't stay healthy. But there is a lot of opportunity for him. He's got a lot of talented wide receivers. I think Jordan Love is the problem more than anything, because he doesn't, for whatever reason, gravitate to one player. But Kraft, Dobbs, Wicks, there's still a lot of guys there, and I wouldn't be ultra shocked if Golden was pretty darn good because of the volume that he's going to get, or it's again the same rinse and repeat. Why aren't they using one guy? What's going on here? Why? What in the hell are they doing?
Yeah.
All right, last question. I got to go.
Okay. So my last question is, if you look at the first half and the second half from this game, like obviously it became a lot more defensive, and I was just kind of curious, there was a lot of people taking the over right at halftime, or I'm not trying to go down a rabbit hole of conspiracy, but I just kind of want to get your opinion on how the NFL operates as a business.
Bro, it's not rigged. I'll just tell you that right now. Save your time. It's not rigged. Is there manipulation and corruption in every facet of human existence? Yes. Could a referee be bought? Absolutely. Could Roger Goodell strong arm teams and say, you don't sign Isaiah Bond, you hear me, or I'll do this? Yes. Does he favor the Chiefs? And could I have seen that Rice would have gotten a 2-game suspension instead of a 6? Yeah, but guess what he did? He wanted longer than a 6-game suspension. He wanted the 8, reportedly. So it's like I don't know. I don't know what's really going on. And do I think that the overs and all that has any tie to the players and their performances? No. Do I think that maybe there could be a ref that's owes a lot of money to the wrong people and he's getting strong armed? Maybe, but he's still got to make the right calls at the right time and have the opportunity to go a certain way. And there's no obvious swings or anything weird in this game to suggest anything of the sort. I think it's madness when people start saying that the lines and everything in football is fake, and it's just ridiculous. When two teams struggle or not, there's always, when someone goes out and throws 4 touchdown passes in the first half, what do they do in the second half? They don't throw a single touchdown pass. It's just the laws of averages, bro. If 2 teams start off hot in the first half, maybe they will slow down in the second half. 2 teams are slow in the first half, oftentimes a team will have to catch up. If a team is down 20 points in the third quarter in the NBA Finals, game 2, somehow, some way, they always come back. It's too early. They got out to a too early of a lead. You could look for things everywhere you turn, but no, the NFL is not rigged. Is there corruption? Maybe. Is there favoritism? Yes. Is there influence? Yes. Is there a corrupt official here and there? Maybe one we didn't even know was corrupted and we just had no idea and we'll never know? Yes. But that has nothing to do with the grand scheme plan of any sort of, are all the owners and players in on it, or is there any sort of crazy thing going on? Absolutely not. All right, got to go, bro. Appreciate you. Talk to you later.
All right.
Let's see here. 604, you're live.
Hey, hello.
What's up? What can I do for you?
All right. Well, basically, I've got like Connor, Hampton, and Cook as my RB1, 2, and 3. And due to your scholarship, I basically picked up Ollie Gordon, Robertson, and Charbonnet. So I've got Jamar Chase and DJ Moore as my wide receivers. I'm looking at like who as the running backs I should be using to upgrade.
Connor, Hampton, who else?
Connor, Hampton, Cook, and I have Charbonnet and Ollie Gordon and Brian Robinson Jr. as well. I want to get rid of DJ Moore for something better.
You don't have Benson?
Nope.
Okay. I'd be tempted to trade Connor. And because I mean, who knows how long he stays in the lineup or if he stays healthy. I know he did last year stay healthy, but I worry a little bit about the situation. I like Connor. I wouldn't sell him for nothing, but Connor and DJ Moore for a wide receiver upgrade like BTJ or higher. But I'm not going to probably sink lower than that. James Cook and DJ Moore, I would definitely be considering an upgrade. Now, this is your only wide receiver though, so do you have to go after a wide receiver? You said DJ Moore and Chase?
Yeah, Chase, DJ Moore, yep.
Nothing else? So you have to... Yeah.
Well, basically, I got Downs and CM.
Downs is not bad. Okay, so you wanted to go after receiver only then. Okay. So I'd say DJ Moore and Cook for BTJ or higher, yeah. I'm sorry, Connor and DJ Moore for BTJ and higher. Cook and DJ Moore might be able to get you... I mean, you could go after Lamb right now for that. Don't know that they'll bite, but you might have to wait too. If Cook and DJ Moore don't do anything, you're screwed in trying to get this trade. But if they both play well, you might be able to convince them. And also, maybe JJ or Neighbors struggle or something. I don't know. You can maybe see if you can sell high, buy low on that later. You're waiting on Sharps and Ollie Gordon. Go to the Kenneth Walker or the HN owner and dangle Ollie Gordon over their head. Go to the Walker owner, dangle Sharps over their head. See if you can upgrade DJ Moore into a better wide receiver that they have. Those are the only options you can look at right now. Connor, DJ Moore for a bigger player. And even then I look to trade Cook and Downs or Cook and Sharps or Cook and Ollie to upgrade Cook. So Connor, DJ Moore for one wide receiver, Sharps and DJ Moore for one wide receiver from the Walker owner, Ollie Gordon, DJ Moore from the HN owner, and then I'm still trying to flip Cook.
All right. Well, thank you, Oracle.
All right, man. Appreciate you later. And if you like those guys, don't flip them. I mean, trust your gut. Ramirez, you're live, and then I'll go over to the 918 caller after that, and then we're done with phone calls tonight. Go ahead, Ramirez.
What's going on, Smitty? Just want to say, man, I watch your show so much. I'm always listening to you.
Attaboy.
I thought about you like 2 years ago, my man.
Appreciate you.
I'm in a 14. Yeah, of course, man. To the moon, or even better, Mars. And a 14 man.
To Mars.
Told me that my name should be Reach Ramirez because of the people I picked, and it's only because I listened to you. I got Gordon, I got Buka, I got Warren, the tight end, I got Gentry, Kyron. On my bench, I have B-Rob. I had B-Rob in 04 of my leagues because I listened to you. Because last year, all you kept saying is, there's one calf and now it's the next.
Yeah.
So I figured it.
You got Gordon, Buka, Genty,
Kyron, and Warren. This is in a 14-man league.
Kyron.
I was.
Warren.
Yeah.
These are all your running backs.
I have B-Rob. Yeah, on my bench I have B-Rob and Garendo. One of my questions is, what trade should I make? Because I feel like my team would benefit from a solid running back right now. Even though I have Genty and Kyron, I'm scared that Genty is a rookie and that O-line is not that strong.
Don't worry
the
about that.
Raiders.
Genty's gonna be fine, man. The O line is gonna be. People said this about JD5, and the Washington Commander O line is gonna be. Was JD5 there before? So don't worry about the O line. You know, was Gino and Genty and Thornton there prior to this year? No. Was the system the same? No. Is there a new head coach? So all of it's you could almost coach. It's crazy to me. People are even talking about last year's Raiders offensive line. I'm not worried about it. I really think Genty looked good against the Niners in that final preseason shot. And Genty's not coming off the field, bro. There's nobody else. Genty didn't leave the field, I think.
I know Madison got sent to Miami.
Don't worry about Genty at all, bro. I take him number 5 overall. Okay, so I'm not worried about Genty. And Kyron's amazing.
Stay calm.
Absolutely stay calm.
And wait.
Who are your receivers? You said you got Buka, you got Jalen Warren, or is that Tyler Warren?
Tyler Warren, the tight end.
Okay, so this is a combination of things that you got here. Okay, so who are your receivers with Buka?
Our receivers, yeah. I have Marvin Harrison, Deebo Samuel, Emeka Buka, and then on the bench I have Isaac Tesla.
Okay. If it were me, I wouldn't worry about your running backs. I think your receivers are good, but would I try and upgrade MHJ or Tesla or MHJ or Deebo, even though I like Deebo, using the B-Rob Garendo from the CMC owner? What wide receivers does the CMC owner have? And the H-Hand owner. Go look for that. I'll be right back. I'll be back to ask you. Just mute yourself. Go see what wide receivers the H-Hand owner has, because you've got Gordon, and who the CMC owner has. And I'll be right back, okay? So just mute yourself real quickly. 918, you're live.
Hey, Smitty, thank you so much. I appreciate the call. Quick
Yes,
question. I'm one of those that drafted CMC, but I got him in like the 5th round. So I know he's not out or anything like that, but I was able to pick up Zach Charbonnet. And would you recommend, if CMC is out, start Kenneth Walker and Zach together, or try to go get another running back?
What other options? So you're saying drop, you don't have B-Rob, or you do have B-Rob?
I don't have B-Rob. The Garendo is available on waiver wires. But like I said, we don't even know if he's going to play or not because B-Rob.
You might want to look into just grabbing him, just because I think at some point he will start. But so Charbonnet and Walker together, or what are the options on waivers? And then that'll make my decision.
I have Caleb Johnson is available for Pittsburgh, but he's a third string, so I don't know if he's going to get any kind of playing time. But yeah, that's
He's
about
not a
it.
bad he's not a bad grab and stash, even if you flip him because he will get a shot at some point. So keep that in mind. What about Ollie Gordon? Tell me Ollie Gordon's not there. Well, I mean, I hope he is for your sake.
No, Ollie Gordon was gone. It's gone.
Well, I mean, that's not that crazy of a question if Caleb Johnson's out there, though. 'Cause that's
Yeah, I mean, I have Rashawn Johnson's there for Chicago, Woody Marks, and then could turn into something. Yeah, but like you said, we don't even know about the CMC situation yet. But
the problem you probably go Charbonnet and Walker. The problem is one of those is going to be a bad play, but the good news is you won't pick the wrong one. If we get clear word that one of them's like getting a bulk of the carries, then you got to abort. And Woody Marks isn't there yet, but that might be somebody that's going to get some work. So this could be Woody Marks and Caleb Johnson could be a pretty decent ad for you. Who are your worst 4 players on your team?
My worst players on my team. Well, I have good wide receivers and everything like that, but like right now, I have Neighbors, I have JSN, Dalton Kincaid, Travis Hunter, Buka, and then so I can get away with starting Hunter, JSN.
I'm trying to see how we can pick up those 2 running backs. Who are the worst players on your roster?
I have I have one spot open, and then I have Isaac Tesla sitting there. I'm holding on to him since, he may be going to Detroit. So I can drop Isaac Tesla and then add Caleb and Woods as the 2 running backs.
Woody Marks, you mean? Yeah, I would add both those guys because you got a dilemma that you got to try and figure out solutions for weeks down the road and not kick the can down the road and then wish you'd pick them up.
But I am going to take your advice, though. If CMC does play this week, I'm going to try to trade him for anyone. Try to get rid of it because that calf injury is sweating me. I'm panicking bad.
Yeah.
So, but I appreciate the advice. Thank
All right,
you
man.
so much.
Yeah, call back if you got something else. All right, later.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Ramirez, what did you come up with? What wide receivers does the Achane owner have?
Achane owner has Neighbors, Waddle, and then on the bench they have Coleman and then Reed. The CMC owner has McLaurin. Yeah.
Okay.
CMC owner has McLaurin. Moore, Olave, and Ridley.
Jeez, that sucks. I was hoping that they. Well, I guess the Neighbors owner. Let's see what we can do. So Ollie Gordon and
Ollie Gordon. I have Ibuka.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to give Ibuka away.
But I would for Neighbors.
Although you would for Neighbors.
Yeah, you could
also because this guy comes back possibly after 5 or 7, so it's like a Ibuka scare.
Yeah, I don't know that you can do anything with these 2 guys, unfortunately. What about their running backs?
The running backs. Yeah. They have Breece Hall. The HN owner has Breece Hall. And nobody else really. Ray Davis on the bench. That's a backup.
Teams are bad. Okay. And the CMC owner at running back?
The owner. Running back. Jacobs.
Yeah. Okay.
Eckler and Dotto.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I'd just tell you at this point, you could always try and move later. If Benson gets into the lineup, you'll be able to move him. If you go to you could potentially. Yeah, I think you're just in a holding pattern, bro. I would give up Gordon and Buka for Neighbors. I don't think he'll do that, but of course I would do that. Gordon might become a gold mine for you. If Gordon does rise up and let's say becomes the starter through injury or just is a 12 touchdown, 15 touchdown running back like Mostert was, then you could trade him solo for pretty much whatever you want, minus like the first round players.
There's no one over there, right? And Madison out. So
just wait it out and see what happens. All right. This is still you got Debo.
Should we be scared?
No, I don't know.
The Buka owners be scared once.
Buka owners be scared of what? What would you be scared of?
Godwin coming back like week 5.
Godwin who? Broken ankle. Godwin fractured ankle. Godwin 28-year-old Godwin. I'm not. Buka's dealt with scarier situations.
I've seen those catches.
Buka played with MHJ, JSN, Olave, Jeremiah Smith. This is nothing to him. This wide receiver room doesn't come close to the wide receiver rooms he's played in. And that's saying a lot given how good Mike Evans is.
2 other questions.
All right, quickly, and I got to run.
With Mixon on the reserve non-football injury list, do we look at anyone aside from Chubbs? Do you think Woody, rookies?
It's only Woody. It's only Woody right now. Mixon's
only Woody.
Will they make a trade for Walker? Will they make a trade for a running back? Maybe. All right, last question. I got to roll.
This is like a deep league, 14-man league. Do you think picking up Brenton Strange is a good option?
I don't know.
Brenton Strange.
I guess. Depends.
All right.
All right, later, bro.
Anyways, one last thing. I just want to say my name should be Smitty's disciple, not Reach Ramirez.
I don't know what that means.
All right. I'm just I follow you, man. follow you.
Oh,
Follow
okay.
you,
All right.
say.
Thank you, Ramirez.
All right,
Appreciate you, bro.
later.
Later. I'm not sure what he meant by that, but Travis, what else you got? Anything else?
Yeah, just on Javonte, are you just holding tight, or what are you doing in terms of selling high on him?
I definitely look to shop him if the right offer comes along, but I don't know that people are going to be so quick to be like, I mean, think about what happened tonight. He got pretty lucky with touchdowns, and the game script and volume wasn't quite there. He got 6 yards per carry. So I'm very much selling on that performance. I think Blue could have done what Javonte did if Blue was in there. Sanders did what Javonte, you could say in a sense did better than Javonte in terms of the yardage. But I definitely sell high. I'm coupling the Javonte value with something else to just upgrade. He's just a gravy piece. Throw the gravy on, upgrade, do it live. 100%. You know what? Like an example would be, let's say you had, let's say you had AJB. AJB you can't trade for anything right now, but you trade AJB and Javonte to somebody that needs a running back, and all of a sudden
have them in a league.
Yeah, all of a sudden you can move that for Ladd, and I do that. I would move Javonte straight up right now for Travis Hunter, for Harvey. You probably have to give up more to get Harvey because Harvey's got pretty healthy value right now. There's some people that question it, but you just heard that caller say, should we worry about Ibuka? So you never know. You never know. Hunter, Ibuka, Harvey, don't assume that you can't get them a little cheaper than you should. But Hunter would be a great acquisition. Javonte for Hunter, Javonte for Harvey, Javonte for MHJ, Javonte for even Breece Hall. I like where Javante's at. I'm not saying that Javonte can't exceed expectations, but I definitely am interested in selling off the value. I look at this box score, and it reminds me a lot of, not to be a box score Smitty, but it reminds me a lot of when Kenneth Walker was scoring touchdowns and we came in and said, trade him. Like this was one of the most ideal nights he could have had. 15 carries, still only had 54 yards, and he got very fortunate with the 2 touchdowns. Not that he didn't earn one of them, but I just don't know that that's super sustainable.
Yeah.
And,
I agree with you on the sell high part. But I mean, he looked strong too. So I guess
he did.
What else you have?
Yeah.
It's like, and I mean, give Miles Sanders credit. He had that one big play, and he looked okay. But
yeah, I like him.
I guess it depends on what you have. Like in the league where I have him in the UV, I'll try to sell him.
I definitely wouldn't sell low. I definitely wouldn't sell low, but I would sell high. That's why I say, give me Travis Hunter, because I think Travis Hunter is going to play like a top 12 wide receiver. So that was me selling high. I'm not angling any sort of, lateral trade or buy. I'm using a sell high mentality. So Hunter's huge. That's a big, massive upgrade. Harvey getting one of
the one thing is, they'll throw a ton, but I mean, there's going to be 15 carries a game for him, and there's going to be room to run.
Probably.
They throw so much. So.
But I still want Harvey. I still want Hunter. I still want Hampton. I still want, those guys. And so I'm reaching for the moon. I'm not selling him for anything less. I think
this is what we talked about. Is after week 1, week 2, week 3, these are the moves you make.
Yep.
And capitalize off of those.
Win a league time.
That's why the Wild West draft is going to be fun after week 1. All this stuff.
That's why the Throne Men is going to be gone. The Moon Men, Mars Men, Saturn Men, and Jupiter Men, those are all locked. They're all locked. They don't get changed. Historically, they stay there. Now we move on to the Wild Wild West, which is this right here. We're going to be talking about the most wanted players, the buy lows. This is just a little teaser of it. This is not actually, the exact list starting or anything like that, although these guys could very much be on the list. Gordon for sure will be. Krosky, Barrett, depends. But yeah, 100% into the Wild Wild West mode. And we'll be talking about what players to go acquire. And then the Throne Men. This is new in season. These are going to be the guys that you want to ride with all year long. They're not necessarily all the top scorers, but they're the players that I believe in many cases you can go get and you need to trust and continue to trust them. So those will be the guys. And I haven't tweaked that yet. That's a little preemptive board. So this will be coming out of week 1. Let me hit these super chats real quick. Drop Tank for Ollie. Absolutely. I mean, I like Tank, but you see Ollie on the Moon Men list. You see Ollie on the Supernova list. Like, there's a big difference between Ollie and Tank, my boy. Going for the 4-Pete. Let's do it live. Ollie Gordon wants to be a part of that. I'm a Smitty disciple. I follow your lead, bro. Thank you. Appreciate you, Bruce. Scotty says, Smitty, I'm getting negative comments about the trade. I don't know what trade you're talking about. I just traded. Okay, this one. Just traded away Barkley and got Genty and Eagles. Genty and Eagles. Well, but there was supposed to be something else. I think he's just saying the Eagles worry him. He traded Barkley away. There's supposed to be something else in this trade, though. I remember it being Genty and something. Like something significant. So I'm not sure what you ended up doing versus what we talked about. But I like Genty more than Barkley on the year because I'm packaging and miss time. I'm thinking about this differently than someone that watches him play and they just say Barkley's this all year long. He's not going to wear down. But what you got to remember is that he had 430 carries plus last year. And when this man is midway through the season and he has 200 carries, you're talking about 630 carries within like a year and a half. So when we say that this breaks somebody to have 430 carries because the curse is 371, when you have 371, you will literally break. And he's not going to have 371. He's starting with 430, and in a very short amount of time, he's going to have 630. And it's going to add up, and I want nothing to do with that at the end of the day. And if I'm wrong, okay, I got Genty. I'm not really wrong or upset at myself. I don't feel like I lost anybody any leagues. This is a safe maneuver. A $10 hauler from Juan. Smitty, need help. 10-man, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver. I got Purdy, Jacobs, CMC. Well, you got first of all, your first 3 players are players I don't draft. So no wonder you need help. Juan, let's figure it out. Nico, Neighbors. Okay, I like that. JSN, I like that. Bench is Melvin Gordon. That's probably Matthew Golden. You put Melvin, you put M. Gordon and Ollie Gordon. I think you mean Matthew Golden probably is what I'd guess. Kincaid, Loveland, Penix Jr., Kenneth Walker. Okay. Kenneth Walker is oddly placed at the end of your bench, but let's go with a Kenneth Walker and Kenneth Walker and JSN for 1 monster. I'm trading. You could have traded CMC for the world, Juan. I was saying it all week. You could have took CMC at 1.5 to 1.7 ADP value equivalent and turned him into Genty and a freaking Hunter. You could have turned him into a Bucky and a Lad. You could have turned him into, I'm not trying to rub salt in the wound, but Kyron and freaking JSN is what Christian McCaffrey would have got you 5 hours ago. Maybe 6. Now I don't know that we can get rid of McCaffrey at all. I would try. I'd try and get Hampton. I'd try and get a running back that we believe, like Bucky, Genty, obviously, Hendy. Try 1 for 1 if you can do that. If you can't do it 1 for 1, try giving up Melvin Gordon. If not Melvin Gordon, then we'll go Matthew Golden. Try giving up. Go to the Achane owner and hold Gordon over his head. If not, try and get Achane using CMC. And, if you've got to give up Kenneth Walker, I would do it. I would give up Kenneth Walker and CMC for Achane and something small. I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you other than Aldi Gordon might be your meal ticket. You either wait on or you can try and use that to hang over the head of the HN owner. Maybe they've got a running back like Hampton, and you can go potentially get JSN upgraded just a tiny bit. Give him CMC for Hampton. If he even looks at that, give him Aldi Gordon. I mean, there's 100 different ways to approach this, but you definitely, I'm not a huge fan of Purdy, Jacobs, or CMC. And if you got to eventually divide and conquer Nico or Neighbors into two players, like example, you get a potential London for Nico or Neighbors, and then you're getting a Jacobs to, Genty or Jacobs to Bucky upgrade, or you're taking, let's say, Kenneth Walker and upgrading him into a Kyron type player. And then all of a sudden, Juan, you're fixing your team little by little. Would you do Bucky and Jordan Addison for Calvin Ridley and Neighbors? I would say that is a very, very, very close call. Depends on what your running back need is and all that. That's a tough thing to just give you a blanket statement. Value on paper, just value for value, I would say Neighbors and Ridley's higher potential scoring team, maybe. But then again, it's like, it depends on Addison. If Addison's a top 15 to 18 wide, or let's say 18 to 20 wide receiver, I mean, that could really work out for you. So I don't know. I'd probably lean toward Bucky and Addison because I worry a little bit about Neighbors finishing the year. So that's kind of why I think I would go in that direction. And then the final super chat was drop Godwin for Thornton. If you can't IR spot, make sure you check. Godwin. I try and trade him real quickly. Somebody's going to want Godwin, I think, because you look, he sparked fear in that caller. Is like, are we worried about Ibuka? Even though I've literally said all season long, Ibuka is going to be the number one wide receiver, even over Mike Evans. I'm not concerned about Godwin. Godwin holds his coffee. But Thornton's an intriguing player, and Godwin's not helping you anytime really soon. So at the end of the day, you probably would rather have Thornton, but I think it's almost like reckless to not try and make a trade and open up a spot or something like that. I don't know. Drop a kicker after. I mean, if you got to do it now, I don't know. Buy time, just heading into like Sunday. But thanks for the positivity, bro. Gordon or JCM. I'm gonna go Gordon, but Scotty, I don't know if you mentioned what the trade was officially. And then this is a $20 hauler from my boy Fire. Appreciate you, Fire. Dropping Fire, my boy.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$20 hauler. 10-man team is Get Buckied. I like the name. JD5, Bucky, Hampton, CD, Buka, Loveland, Hendy, Harvey, Hunter, Sharbs, Ollie, JCM. Can't decide between Hunter and Harvey. I'd go Hunter right now. But you're not crazy. I mean, look, Harvey could take 2 carries to the house, get 11 carries, and take 2 of them into the end zone. Just like look what Javonte just did. Easily could have a touchdown or 2 on something like that. I probably would say Hunter feels a little bit safer, but I could go either direction. I truly love both of them. Moves to make, probably not, man. I mean, this team is so loaded. I'm just waiting for all this value to just stack. And honestly, JCM maybe to upgrade what, though? Who's your tight end? Loveland. JCM to upgrade Loveland into Tyler Warren. Or even better, trade like Ford if you can. Don't trade Ollie or Sharbs or anybody else. I honestly don't want you moving a single piece, bro. Thanks for the positivity, bro. Gordon already answered that one. Gordon for me, but Gordon for me, but JCM could still have a really, really good week. I mean, we're still very pro JCM. All right, Travis, anything else?
No, I think I'm good, Smitty. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Thanks. Appreciate you. What a night. With almost a 3-hour live stream. We've had literally over 1,500 YouTube people in the building, and I think we have over 500 or 600 on X. If I've got my people on X, please jump over. Also, I'm not leaving yet, but this is the Patreon. If anybody wants a 24/7, 365 live Patreon group, make sure you hit this link. I'll drop it in the live chat. And then also, Underdog, we're doing these hires, and there was a gimme pick that's now not on the table, but there's always things that they're offering when you do your first deposit. But play 5, get 50 using code Smitty, and that link is in the live chat. I'm going to drop it right now, and I'm going to pin it. Make sure you sign up for Underdog so you can do the hires. And we usually draft at midnight Eastern almost every single night. We could jump into a draft real quickly, I suppose. But do you guys want to draft a couple of the week 1 contests? Let's see if we can pull it up real quickly. Why not? Why not do it? Use promo code Smitty. Let me hit that one more time. It's dropped in the live chat. Let me pin it in the live chat. Hit that link right there. I will sign in, and we will draft on Underdog and do a week 1 contest. And they're the Sunday morning and afternoon games only, so those stay up until Sunday morning. So it's awesome. Even when the Thursday game plays, that particular contest stays open. That's why they take those games out, so that contest can stay open the whole week pretty much. Let me sign in here real quickly, and then we will get to drafting. Go to if you've got the app already, just go to the Underdog app and click on the bottom. You're going to select Originals, and then you're going to go to the Battle Royale Week 1, which I believe is the first slot there. It's $7 entry. Hit the green button in 10 seconds. Let everybody click that link, sign up, make sure you're signed up, and we'll jump right in. Again, I thank you, Smitty. I have Aldi Gordon on every team. Thank you, pal. Put that in the comments of this video once the video is posted. I'll pin it, and then I'll even screenshot it, and then I'll put it on my Instagram and everything. So, you can even do that now. Just if you closed out and went to the comment section of the video, not the live chat, put that in there, bro. Appreciate that. All right, hit that button now. Go. Green button. Smash it. Hey, why does it say there's a problem? I don't know. Maybe I didn't have internet. I had to swipe off my Wi-Fi. Okay, draft starts in 58 seconds. Let me pull up the draft. We'll get into one more. These go so quickly. We'll jump into multiple drafts. It's so weird seeing my queue of teams gone because I had so many teams I was drafting constantly. Here's the Underdog board. If anybody wants to draft in these, again, promo code Smitty. I'll drop the link in the live chat right there. Boom. Hit that link. Do it live. Link's pinned in the live chat. Code Smitty gets it done as well. Underdog will, again, $5, get 50. Play 5, get 50 in bonus funds using code Smitty. And we're going to draft right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm from the 3 spot. This is a grouping of 6, and there's a quarterback, 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. Is there a tight end? Isn't there a tight end? There is a tight end. So 1 quarterback, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, 1 running back, 1 tight end. And there's no bench spots. So it's such a fun way to play. And you might say, 6 teams, that's not really crazy. But when there's no Thursday game, no Friday game, no Monday game, no Sunday night game, it's all the morning and afternoon slate of games. Christian McCaffrey, do I take him here? Let's see who takes him. He's the top option recommended. Let's see who takes Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he could play. I mean, it's possible. But I think if he plays, he's at high risk of tearing his Achilles tendon. I have Kelsey on every team. Thank you, Smitty. Well, I have Kelsey in a lot of leagues, but he's not my favorite. Draft him on every team, but I have a lot of them. I think he could do really well this year. 12-man, half PPR. Start Bill, Hampton, Lamb, London, Sutton, bench, Ollie. Okay. Higgins, would you trade Sharps for Hunter? Yes, I would. I would take Hunter. Do that. That would really be an amazing move for you, pal. And then, I'm still looking to maybe get an RB somewhere because Hampton's good. Bill's okay. I like Bill. So you could maybe then trade Sutton and Bill for like one Kyron or Hendy or Harvey. Harvey would be a good trade for you. McCaffrey going at number 5. That's insane. Dak, Bucky, Brown, Chase. Leave it to somebody. There's always somebody that's just going to chase the ambulance. Warren, Igbuka, Pickens, Ollie. How do you think I can upgrade? Worthy, Dak kind of scares me. Worthy wouldn't scare me, and Dak doesn't like scare me, but you got to see tonight where the vulnerabilities are in this offense. But we'll see. I think they do well. It's a tough matchup. It really was. As far as your team, Bucky, Chase Brown, Chase, Worthy, I like your team. Tyler Warren's fantastic. Ibuka. Pickens is going to be hard to sell now. Like, I don't know that you're selling Pickens right now. You just got to kind of wait. You're waiting on Ollie. You're waiting on Ibuka to gain value. Tet McMillan could be traded. You could trade Tet and Dak for a top 5 quarterback. I don't mind that. You could trade Tet and potentially Tet and Pickens for one slight safer wide receiver upgrade. Tet and Ollie Gordon to the HN owner to get a better receiver than Tet. Past that, you're kind of waiting on the values, my boy, because I don't really want you trading most all those guys. So that would be the way that I attack that just right now in subtle fashion and just kind of accept the fact that I might be waiting a little bit. This here, man, do I go... Let's go Burrow, and I have a couple players I hope fall. So Gibbs, Neighbors, Burrow, I could technically speaking have the top player at each of those 3 positions. For sure. It's possible, at least. I mean, Smitty loves Kenneth Skywalker, but if you draft him, cuff him to Charbonnet. I don't love drafting Kenneth Walker this year. I've made that abundantly clear. I like Kenneth Walker as a player, and we're always going to have a special place in our Spaceman hearts for him, but I'm not drafting him at all this year. I'm just not. I'm getting rid of him everywhere. I drafted him in the Dynasty League, and I regretted it instantly, and I was able to get rid of him, which was fantastic. By the way, we hit 35K. I didn't even notice that. We're 50 over 35K, and I didn't even realize that. So we're going to replace the signage in the background. I got to find a 5. I mean, we cleared that during the video. We were well below 35K, and in just tonight's video, we went from I think we did this on the live stream. So we're at right now 35K. Congrats to all of you. I work for you. That's fantastic. 35K on our way to 40, on our way to 50. Appreciate all of you. We're cooking. You're a part of this. You're a part of the growth. And then we got a monster wad drop right here. $50 hauler from Calvin Krim, who says this to me. Hey, Smitty, trying to upgrade. First of all, thank you for the 50 drop.
Give me $50 holler.
Calvin, thank you, pal. Trying to upgrade at QB or wide receiver. Team is Kyler, Gibbs, Kyron, Hendy, JCM. JCM's a good trade piece. Gordon will be. Wait on Gordon, though. Ibuka, love it. Evans, Worthy, Jaden Higgins. It's a crafty wide receiver room. Sorry for being absent in the chats, but still watching and listening. Thank you, Calvin. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for the $50 hauler, too, bro. Let's see. Did Genty get taken? That sucks. I really wanted Genty badly. But guess what? Chase Brown's there. Chase Brown! Go Chase Brown and Burrow. We got Gibbs and Neighbors. Feeling pretty good about the team. Probably not touching the RBs, bro, except for JCM. JCM and Kyler to go to maybe Mahomey. Maybe Ollie Gordon to Mahomey, but I kind of think you're better off holding Ollie Gordon for a while. Go to the HN owner and see if you can strong arm him into giving you an upgrade from Mike Evans or Worthy. Keep Ibuka. So Mike Evans or Worthy with Ollie Gordon now in advance. Make him pay on credit for Ollie Gordon. Don't make him buy him on pennies on the dollar. You make him pay. Or you say next week's price will not be today's price. So you either give me for my Mike Evans or Worthy, you give me your London or your BTJ, or I'm not giving you Ollie Gordon, and I never will trade him to you. And you will not be able to get him from my lifeless fingers, is what I would tell him. My Kung Fu grip. That's probably your best way out of this situation if you were feeling like you apprehensive. So that's probably where I'm going to go. You could try and couple Worthy and Evans for one huge Lamb monster. Tyler Warren. I like Tyler Warren here. Let's go with Buka, though. Reason being is we've already got 2 tight ends here. We got 1 tight end there. This might be a show guy, though. If he takes Tyler Warren, then we know he is. Who is this? Who is this? Who's drafting there? Is this a show follower? It might not be. So we're gonna go ahead and grab Tyler Warren on the turnaround. But if we don't get him, there's some other options. I'll be disappointed, but I didn't want to miss out on Ibuka. Thank you, Calvin. Calvin, you're the man, the myth, the legend. Hopefully this works for you. And if not, wait on Ollie, and Ollie will provide. Okay? If you pull the trigger just to get it over with, you want everything done before week 1, you might give up too much value. Team is JD5. I thought about going T. Higgins here with Chase Brown, but I'm not as sold on stacking in this contest as much as I would be on season long. Team is JD5, Gibbs, Kyron, Genty, JCM, Ollie, Harvey, DJ Moore, Tet, Rice, Egbuka, BTJ, Evan Ingram, Kyle Pitts. Who, if any, would you move for Garrett Wilson? For Garrett Wilson? I'd probably rather have Tet than Garrett Wilson for right now, but that's just me. I don't trade Rice. I don't trade Egbuka. I don't trade BTJ. I would definitely trade Evan Ingram or Pitts if it could get me Garrett Wilson. Would I throw JCM in, so one of the tight ends in JCM for Garrett Wilson? Sure. Tet straight up, probably. DJ Moore straight up. I think probably, but probably arguable for sure. And the wind could blow one way, and I want. But past that, bro, I'm not really moving much on this team other than JCM and probably DJ Moore or Tet for one bigger, stronger, better player. You know, and I even like Travis Hunter more than Tet if you can pull that off. And it looks like Tyler Warren's there. Okay. So Tyler Warren, Egbuka, Chase Brown, Burrow, Neighbors, and Gibbs. Fantastic squad. Guys, we got 1.4K people watching from YouTube. Another 500 or 600 on X. Please, all the people on X, go over to the YouTube channel. Subscribe if you're new. I go live when news breaks. Whenever big news breaks, I go live, as stated right here. I also go live every single Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I also go live almost every single midnight. And I go live after every single slate of games. So the morning afternoon slate, the Sunday night game, the Monday, the Friday, the Thursday. So be certain to subscribe if you're new. Just hit that subscribe button. Just on this show alone, we climbed from 34,000 something to 35K. About 50 to 100 subscribers on this show right here. Just tonight. It's this 3-hour show. We've been live for 2 hours and 57 minutes. So appreciate you all. Let's jump into one more draft. So back out. Anybody who wants to be a part of this, I'll give you a few minutes to sign up. Code Smitty using this link right here, Underdog, promo code Smitty. Smash that link. We'll give you about a minute or two to sign up. It should take no time. $10 minimum, I believe. But you play 5. I don't know if you can do $5 minimum right now, but I think it's 10. But you play 5, you get 50. That's the promo right now using code Smitty. So go do it live. Hit the link. The link does the work for you. Puts code Smitty in. But if you want to download the app and it says, how'd you hear about us? Put code Smitty in to get that benefit. Let's hit these super chats. Team is JD5, Gibbs, Kyron, Genty. Is that the one I already answered? BTJ. Yeah, that's a great team, bro. I have to drop one for a kicker Eckler, JCM, or Ollie, or Brian Robinson Jr. Eckler by a country mile, Thomas. It's not even close. Eckler's not the answer, I think. But you can't drop like Brian Robinson Jr. Can you imagine dropping Brian Robinson Jr. right now? People would race to the waiver wire. 12-team PPR. Kyler Murray, Chase Brown, Kamara, Jamar Chase, AJB, Pickens, Laporta, Fields, Gordon, Pollard. I'm trading Pollard if I can. I'm waiting on Gordon and Sharps unless I can go to the Achane and the Walker owner and hold them over their heads. Pearsall is very tradable right now. Pickens, you can't really trade anymore. Kamara and Pearsall for one bigger, better player. Pollard and Kamara for one bigger, better player. An example of Pearsall and Kamara for a better player to me would be Hampton, Hendy especially, Kyron, obviously Genty, Bucky. Players at the wide receiver position that I would consider better. I don't know if I'm going to go there because you need the running back value, I think, if you trade away Kamara. But there's certainly, from Hampton down to like Harvey's even interesting for, let's say you keep Kamara, trade Kamara for a wide receiver straight up. Go trade Kamara for Hunter, Egbuka, player like that. And then you trade maybe Pollard and Pearsall for a running back like Harvey. And then all of a sudden you've made two moves and turn your team into a 7.5 into an 8.4 is what I would do. All right, we're jumping into the draft. Click it in 5 seconds on the Battle Royale Week 1. That link, if you didn't do it yet, just click it and download Underdog. Click the Battle Royale in 3, 2, 1. Smash the button. Do it live. 5 more to start, so that means it's me and 5 other people, so I'm the first one in. That means I'm playing with 5 of you amazing people in that particular draft. So let me just refresh here. Battle Royale, baby. Battle Royale. Doing it live. 508, you're live. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's just Travis.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I just had a quick question.
Yeah.
So, Pacheco this year, I know it doesn't necessarily mean a lot, but I don't know if you saw what he said earlier. I'm on a revenge tour, and obviously he's feeling good. He's feeling healthy. He's in a contract year as well. What do you foresee for his work? Do you think it ends up getting split like it was with McKinnon, Rashard Smith-wise, and his ceiling is an RB2, or do you think he's got something higher than that?
I think they use him
because of the offense he's on.
I think they use him until he breaks. And
because he's such a bull in a china shop.
I don't know if you saw him running in the preseason game where he ran out of bounds and went straight into the trash
into the
can.
wall.
Into the wall. I thought it was AI when I saw it, and I also thought that like maybe this is like an old video clip, and so I was trying to do my due diligence before I posted it. I don't think I posted it yet. But that guy, he ran to the left side, out of bounds, was going full speed still. I don't know why he didn't slow down. He goes straight into a trash can and into the wall, just like flopped around. It's like this guy runs like him and Saquon just concern the hell out of me every time they touch the ball. But he's injury prone. And so if you cuff him to Brashard, I think you could look at it like, hey, this is a crafty late running back 2 combo. But I don't think you can really expect more. I think you either sell him, couple him with a wide receiver like Pickens to get some safer running back, like Hendy or Hampton or something like that, or you're just holding him with Rashard Smith and hoping that one of them looks so good that you can either start him without hesitation and you're like, never mind, I don't want to trade him, or you end up getting good value and they gain value. I think they only go up because if let's say you have Rashard Smith and he should be pretty easy to get, and if you don't have him already, I don't know. I mean, maybe the Rashard Smith owner won't trade him, but
I have him in one league. So.
Yeah. I think it's probably. I think I answered this Racing Boy. I think I answered this question right. I would definitely, if let's say, I think the value only goes up because Pacheco gets hurt, Brashard Smith is better, and he just goes to the moon value-wise. And if Brashard Smith doesn't go to the moon, then Pacheco is probably producing at least what Javonte is, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good. Yep. Okay, cool.
Sharps.
So guys like James Cook still over him.
Yeah, I mean, because I can flip him for more, maybe. Yeah, obviously. I mean, if I have Brashard Smith and Pacheco, and you only offer me Cook with no Ray Davis, let's say, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know that I want. I'd probably try and just, if I did it, it'd be to flip. It'd be to flip Cook for more because his value's higher. But I don't know. That's a real tough call. And Pacheco's been going higher and higher. Like walking out of the last week of drafting and best ball, he started to go like in round 6 and 5 sometimes. It was kind of high. So I don't know that the values are that far off if you've cuffed Brashard Smith, but I feel like you can get more in a trade, but I don't know if you can. It's just how I feel. Junkie says $10 hauler, 12-man PPR. Bajan, Kyron, JD5, Hunter, Worthy, Pearsall, Egbuka, Loveland, Braylon Allen, Tootin, Ollie, Thornton, Algier, no defense. Got Garendo now, Ayuk, and Watson on IR. Missed the HHH and Warren. How'd you miss all of them, though? No, you didn't. You got Hunter. You got a part of it. You got a part of it. I think this is a good team. Like Bajan, Kyron, JD5, Hunter, Worthy, Pierce, Abuka. You got HHH. What do you mean? Missed on HHH. You got 2 of them. I would trade Pearsall and I don't know. Let's go. Do I go Bucky here? I'm gonna go Bucky. I go Pearsall, trade Pearsall, and I'm not trading Bajan or Kyron though, so I don't know that there's kind of awkward unless you can get rid of Ollie on the high to the Achane owner and then upgrade Pearsall in a major way. Try that. I'm not trading Hunter, not trading Ibuka. Pearsall, Worthy together I could trade for a slight wide receiver upgrade. Pearsall, Braylon Allen, and Worthy if you needed to. Again, Ollie Gordon I hold unless I can hang it over the head of the Achane owner, which I think you have an opportunity to. There's no way the Achane owner is feeling good right now. You have absolutely crushed their hopes and dreams. You're sitting there. You're the person that is essentially, I don't know the best example. I'm trying to think of a really good analogy. Okay, you're the Penix Jr. and you're just sitting there waiting to take over. Like it's inevitable. Like that's the way they feel right now, and they're holding on to this. And I'm not saying Achane's going to get unseated, but that's how they feel. They feel this awful inside that they don't have this complete pack. If something happened, like if Kirk Cousins failed or went down, Penix comes in and then just destroys everything. You don't even know what things go back to once Achane comes back. That's the doom and gloom in the mind of the Achane owner. I'm not saying it should be that way. If anybody out there doesn't own Ollie Gordon, don't freak out because Achane will be at his best if Ollie Gordon's fire. If Ollie Gordon is the Mostert of old, Achane's going to average more yards per carry, catch more receptions, probably have bigger plays, do a lot more with less work to avoid injury. It's all very good promising. But I do know that the Achane owner, even if I own Achane and no Gordon, there is a doom and gloom that kind of wavers over you because you just haven't you're feeling anxious. You haven't completed the securing of the two. You can get the world from them. That's such a security blanket. You could upgrade Pearsall into something easily as high as Ladd, but maybe even significantly higher. You might be able to get something that you shouldn't get, that people are going to literally rip them to shreds for once the trade is announced on the message board. This got kind of, it got thin really quick. London. I'm going to do something weird on this one. I'm going to go Debo, which he's far down there. And I'm going to go Penix Jr. instead of Bo Nix, even though I like Bo Nix, I'm going to go Penix Jr. Somebody's got to force yourself to draft a certain team. Otherwise, you're just going to keep taking the same values over and over and over. Like, I want to draft Ollie Gordon. I want to draft Ollie Gordon and Achane on the same team for week 1. I also want to draft a lot of Ollie Gordon alone. And while I love Bo Nix, I love Evan Ingram. I have London here. I'm going to grab Penix Jr. and Kyle Pitts and just get the entire Atlanta stack going. Because if they ball out, then I'm going to be in a good spot. So I'm going to go Penix Jr., who's down a ways, or Kyle Pitts. Who do I need to take first to make sure I get them? I guess Kyle. So we'll go Kyle Pitts. Travis, hang tight real quickly. Castro, appreciate you. $10 hauler. I'm starting London and Genty. Who should I start at wide receiver, running back, and flex? Worthy, Tet, Hunter, Pearsall, Thornton, Hendy, Kamara. Hendy, Hunter, and Worthy for me. Hendy. Yeah, so Hendy and Kamara are you? Oh, no, I'm sorry. You're doing one running back, one wide receiver, one flex. I apologize. So it's going to be Travis. Are you starting Tet, Hunter, or Worthy, or Pearsall? I'm starting probably Worthy of this crew.
Worthy and then Tet for me. I know some people would say Pearsall.
Okay, so but he's starting one. So Worthy, and then one running back would be Hendy. So then your flex would be either Tet, Hunter, Pearsall, or Kamara.
I'd go.
Probably go Kamara.
Who's Kamara playing? If he's got a deep
Cardinals.
Arizona.
Yeah, they're pretty good D right now.
Yeah, they are.
They're going to be underrated. I'm so bummed I couldn't partake in the Henderson drafting because I already have 2 running backs. It won't let me take any more running backs. But I was like, damn, man. Because I couldn't take another running back once I drafted these 2. And then Hendy kept falling. And it's like, Hendy's such a good value. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'll say this. On the flex, Pearsall might be the safest. Pearsall or Kamara. Right?
I'm going to say Kamara's said to be getting like a bulk of the work already. Not that we didn't think that was possible, but it's kind of a nice thing to hear when you're wondering, like, and they throw when they're down, and I don't know. I guess I'm going to go, I really want to go Hunter, but maybe you just wait because these options are so good. So Worthy for me, Hendy, and probably either Tet or Kamara. I lean slightly Kamara. Travis says Pearsall. It's all very close. There's a lot of Pearsall fans out there.
I'm torn. If Kamara's getting 15 touches and 3 or 4 receptions, he I guess goes.
Let's jump in one more, guys. Back out. Battle Royale. Just hover over for a second. I'm going to drop the link one more time. If anybody wants to partake in these, first place gets $50,000. Second place gets $25,000. Third gets $15,000. Fourth gets $10,000. Then it goes down to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and then 11th through 15th gets $4,000. 16th through 20th place gets $2,000, and 21st through 25th place gets $1,000. These are $7 an entry. Underdog promo code Smitty. The link in the description of the video if you're watching the replay, or code Smitty, or the link I'm dropping in the fresh live chat. Boom, there. It's also pinned in the live chat. That will get you this play 5, get 50. So sign up now. Click the green button now on the Battle Royale Week 1. Again, $50K to first place. 5 more to start. So I'm going to play again with 4 of you, which is awesome because there's only 6 per contest. And again, it's only morning and afternoon games. So if you're wondering why you don't see certain players, that's why. Battle Royale Week 1, doing it live. All right, share my screen. Now this time I'm going to try and do the old Hendy, and I wonder if I could drop Hendy and yeah, I'm going to drop Hendy Let me just see. I'll see how it plays out. Who's lying, Travis?
Thomas in the chat saying his commissioner is saying trades have to go 3 days and he can't push any trades through. He doesn't know how to do it, blah, blah, blah. Which he's lying. Any commissioner can push a trade through if they want. 3 days is crazy for trades.
I wonder if we're gonna hear any sort of chatter from AJ Brown.
If not this week, if he doesn't get peppered next week, absolutely. Like you said, he'll be pulling the book out. He does not.
So
it's weird because it seems like his teammates like him, but he doesn't care at all.
He walked off the field. I'm in the one spot, by the way. He walked off the field, and there's a photo of him looking gutted. And this is a man, unfortunately, I shouldn't say interview him every year, but we go live on Instagram every year in the off season. At least like we go live once. And then last year he didn't, and then this year he didn't. So he doesn't ever do stuff like that anymore. But he used to be like very. Oh, hold on, I'm going to be on the clock here. I'll go Bijan. Anyway, he seems very different than he used to be, and I'm not saying like, I mean, money changes people, but he's very diva-like. He's very, very, very diva-like now. And his team won, and he looks gutted. And even when his team was winning throughout the year, he's still complaining. And I know he wants to be a part of the wins and everything, but I think that he's going to be very vocal. And the fact that you don't feed him, you fed him at the end of the game. He got one catch. But the fact that you didn't change your game plan the entire game, like what is that? What's that about? Why would you not force feed AJ Brown? It's not like he was contained the whole game. Like, what would make you literally not fix that at halftime? What would make you not fix that in the fourth quarter? This is why I think Sirianni's overrated, by the way.
Oh,
I just don't know.
What I was saying earlier, like we saw, especially with the Titans, he can play anywhere on the field. We know he's, plenty capable of. He can do the Anquan Bolden type of stuff. He can go deep. He can do it all. And it's like they're determined for him to just be that boundaries type of guy, going deep and getting deep passes, and use his talent. If Hurts can't make those throws, switch it up.
Yeah. So my point is, I think he's gonna. Here's this photo of him walking off the field, and he's like gutted. He's just, he's like depressed. He's like, it looks like, and it could just be a bad angle or something. I'm at least admitting that's possible, but he's kind of guy to be like, you interview him after, and you're like, hey, so how did you feel about the game? And instead of being like, he'd say something like, well, we won, and be like, but you didn't get the ball, and I'd be like, he'd be real quiet about it. We'll see what he says. Maybe he comes out tomorrow and says winning's the only thing that matters to him, and then we're like, okay, cool, all right, never mind. But I don't think he'll say that. I mean, he had one catch targeted at the very end of the game. Yeah. I mean, CeeDee Lamb had 4 times the drops than he had catches.
At halftime, he had 22 routes run without a target. I mean, that is definition of when they call it target, And like you said, it worked because teams have to cover them still. But you can't do that all year.
Who did I say I wanted to draft in this draft?
Were you saying Hendy?
Yeah, damn it. If I take, okay, I'm gonna wait on a running back. I want to go Genty here. Damn it. I'll go McBride. I wanted to go Genty, but I really want Hendy, and Hendy keeps falling, and I end up not drafting Hendy in any of these because I see Genty's value, I see Bijan, I see Bucky and Achane, and I end up just like consuming my running backs, and then I can't grab another one. So I need to force myself to use Hendy. Hendy's such a steal on this. Nobody's giving it any respect. There's so many people out there running their mouth about like, hey, I really could see Hendy taking over this backfield. Taking over the backfield? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We've been in a coma?
Third on the depth chart.
Bruce, how do I join a draft with you? Link not working for me. Are you in a state that can't play, or you just mean that you get to the app? Because once you've downloaded the app from that link and you've made your deposit and you're ready to go, that's when I tell you guys what draft to get in, and we click the button at the same time, Bruce. What are you seeing, Bruce, when you try and get in? Is it not letting you because of your state? That might be what's going on. Because not every state can play. But all you got to do is download the link, download the app. The app will say, how'd you hear about us? Or the link will insert code Smitty. You'll insert it right there and you hit, the OK button. Then you get the $5, play 5, get 50. And then we just go straight into the app and then go to the originals tab. And then you'll see the week 1 thing. So I don't know if you guys saw my prediction for the Super Bowl winners, but I dropped that on the earlier show. I said that I could not decide on the AFC. And 2 years in a row, I've called the exact Super Bowl and winner, and the odds are really awesome when you do an exact prediction. Last year I got it right. The year before I got it right. I got the exact pick, but then I hedge it and I pick the winner. One $20 bet on one winner and one $20 bet on the other. So KC Philly last year, I did a KC Philly wins, KC Philly KC wins, and 20 on each, but that exact one paid $1,700. $20 pays $1,700. You're automatically losing one $20 bet, but the other one's getting 17. Well, this year I couldn't nail it down, so I made 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 bets. Oh, hold on, let me just draft real quick. Knicks. Oh, Hendy. I wanted to go Hendy. So we'll go Hendy. Wide receivers. I kind of want to go Travis Hunter. All right. So going back to this real quickly. So I did an exact KC versus Washington. Washington wins $20. That pays $1,800. Then I did KC versus Washington. Washington wins. So I did, one each of them where they win. That $20 pays $1,800. One of them will lose if I get that right. But I didn't end there because I couldn't decide between Denver and KC. So then I did the same thing, $20 Washington, Denver. Denver wins, $20 pays $4,000 because the odds are slightly different for Denver. And then I did another $20 Denver, Washington. Washington wins. That's $4,000 off 20. So $20 paid $4,000 if I get this one right, and then this one $20 pays $1,800. So I've gotten it right 2 years in a row. Everyone was kind of wondering what I picked, and I did that on the show. I told everybody in the show before the game started. So if you missed it, I'm sorry, but that's what I ended up choosing. How did I join a draft? Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate you. Hopefully that made sense. I don't know if your state doesn't partake. This will probably be the last one, but if anybody wants to join these, we do these at midnight. Again, Underdog, promo code Smitty. Here's the link one more time. It's pinned in the live chat. Code Smitty also takes care of it for you, but this link will insert code Smitty for you. Play 5, get 50. Get on over to Underdog.
I think you got a couple membership chats. 2 of them, actually.
Okay. Do we go Bo Nix here? I think we do. Neighbors, Hunter. I mean, I could go T-Law. But I think I'll take Bo Nix. So Bo Nix, Hunter, Neighbors, Hendy, Bijan. Just a little bit different team than I've been drafting. And appreciate you all joining the draft. All right, membership questions, and then we might be out of here. We still got 1,300 of you on YouTube. And we've got, I think, we've got 560 on X. And I would love to get you 560 people to come over to the YouTube side, because I go live multiple times per day. I don't think, you can't guarantee it, but I don't think you could find a single content creator or even an entire network that goes live more than I do as long as I do. So literally you cannot even watch the full shows. That's how much content there is. So if you're looking for you're always like, I'm out of content from that person or whatever. This, you'll not find that. So please subscribe over from X. You won't be sorry. And all my people watching on YouTube, congrats to you. I work for you. Behind my head, you can see the 35K. I just switched that live on the show. So we went to 35K on the show. We literally went up, I think, like 70 subscribers on this particular live stream. So appreciate you guys helping us get that milestone. Let me, and then don't forget to get on over to my, if you need any sort of rankings, bold predictions, trade calculators. That's how I got into the industry so many years ago. Here is the link to that. Hit that link right there. Promo code Smitty. I'm so used to saying that. There's a link right there. And then also join the Patreon, 24/7, 365 live chatting right here on the Patreon. The Patreon is such a fun place. It's basically the YouTube live stream commenters, like all these amazing people in the YouTube live stream helping each other out, minus the negative trolls. Over here, $10 a month, cancel anytime. So go smash that link that I just dropped. I'll pin the link on the way out the door and replace the underdog link right now. So Travis is over there a lot. I'm over there a lot. This week's been crazy, so I'll be on the Patreon more often. If you're on there wondering why I haven't been on there much today, it's been a crazy, chaotic week preparing for everything. But go join the Patreon. You'll love it. It's 365, 24/7 live chatting. Sharbs, Coleman, Sutton for Ollie, Hendy, and Myers from this. Sorry I didn't answer this question yet. Sharbs, Coleman, Sutton for Ollie, Hendy, and Myers. Hendy by a country mile. Are you still here, G? G, let me know if you're still here. Hendy and Ollie and Myers by a country mile. Now that could change a little bit. The gap could be closed if Sharbs was like the starter and a top 7 running back. But right now, that's the way it is. Guys, do I trade my McCaffrey and B-Rob for his H-Chan? Only if you like winning. Yep. Of course you do. You do it, and you do it live, bro. I mean, you don't have Ollie Gordon, that's fine. Fonz with the super chat. Yeah.
Not everyone is huge on.
Yeah. Golf, thank you. Rice on waivers, need to drop 1. Sharbs, JCM, Ollie, Ingram, and Joku, Garrett Wilson. I can't believe Rice is on waivers. What is going on? Bizarro world. If you don't, I mean, I'm dropping in Joku because you just don't need the second tight end, but that's not a normal comment. I'm not going to say drop in Joku in almost any scenario, but like this is one of those leagues where everyone's on waivers, you know. Like starting running backs are probably on waivers practically. That's an easy call. Drop Njoku. Pick up Rashee Rice. How's Rashee Rice get cut in a league is beyond me. We've had over 4,000 messages in this live stream. We've been live for 3 hours and 28 minutes. And we have over 4,000 messages that have come through the YouTube channel, which is crazy. Dodge, if you're a new subscriber tonight and you hit the subscribe button, let me know in the chat and I'll throw your name on the screen on the way out the door. Every single one that I see on the way out the door. So please put that up. Put new subscriber and I will drop that up on the screen. Sports says, hi, Smitty. I'm a big fan of your show. Thank you, Sports. Appreciate you. JJ, Gritty, Addison, Smooth. They have the best TD celebrations, says James. So, like a Tet and DJ for Lad is too much. I don't think it's too much. Other people might because they love Tet that much, but I would take a Lad and I wouldn't. It's just the way I view Lad. I think he's very good. I think I remember everyone celebrating going from 5,000 to 10,000 around that time. This is E111. This one here from Aaron. Chase Pacheco, JCM for Bijan May Neighbors Dynasty. Chase Pacheco, JCM for Bijan May and Neighbors question mark. Why is Neighbors question mark JCM question mark? I would take Bijan Neighbors. I just don't know what that means. I don't know why there's question marks and parentheses around it.
I don't know if she's asking if they were part of the deal too.
I mean, if John and Neighbors, you grab that and run. Downtown Chase Brown. That's right. And by the way, for anybody that doesn't know, this is a beauty right here. Again, if you're new, please, Dodge, appreciate you. Dodge, we're going to send Dodge to Mars.
To Mars!
Dodge is a new subscriber. If you guys didn't know or hear this piece of news, this is, I don't know why this is awesome to me. Sometimes we get used to player numbers, but RJ Harvey changed to number 12. And I love it because 27 and 37, sometimes you look and the jersey's folded a little bit and you don't, I just didn't want to worry about that on the field. Like now it's clear as day. And the best part about it is the things we can do with this. 1, 2, Harvey's coming for you. I mean, I could do some sort of Freddy Krueger video drop. That's going to happen. 1-2 punch is Harvey. He's the 1 and the 2. We got so much content, and it just looks badass. I mean, has there ever been a number 12 running back? Am I not thinking straight? Let me ask Kruger.
Probably not.
Hey, Kruger, has there ever been a running back in the NFL with the number 12?
Smitty, it's actually pretty rare to see a running back with the number 12. The NFL generally encourages running backs to wear numbers in the single digits or the 20s and 30s. But there have been a few exceptions here and there. For example, back in the old days, you might have found 1 or 2 players who wore a number like 12, but it's definitely not common in the modern NFL.
Can you find and locate an NFL running back that wore the number 12? That's the question, Krug.
Absolutely, Smitty. So here's a fresh nugget for you. The Denver Broncos actually have a rookie running back named RJ Harvey who's wearing the number 12. It's definitely
you ain't kidding me. You serious?
I sure am, Smithy. Totally there. RJ Harvey is indeed rocking that number 12 jersey for the Broncos, so you got yourself a modern day example.
Okay, is there any other example? Breaking news.
Well, let me say this, Mitty. There aren't a ton of them out there, but one more notable example. Back in the older days, there was a running back named Johnny Johnson who wore number 12 briefly. It's definitely a rare sight, though. RJ Harvey's the freshest example, but a couple of guys in history have pulled it off.
I love it.
A tiny club of number 12.
I love it. And Krug, you're telling me that the NFL tries to influence players not to wear 12 as a running back. So you tell me RJ Harvey's an outlaw?
Oh, absolutely, Smitty. We can definitely call RJ Harvey a bit of an outlaw in that sense. I mean, the league doesn't literally ban it, but they do have those number traditions.
I like it. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Keep going. Sorry.
No worries at all, Smitty. Jump in anytime. Basically, yeah, Harvey's kind of breaking the mold. It's not a hard rule, but the NFL definitely nudges some number ranges for positions. So Harvey's just doing his own thing, and hey, we love a good rebel story, right?
Hey, Freddy Krueger, you know that song 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. Can you say 1, 2, RJ Harvey's coming for you, 3, 4? Just give us like a little lullaby. Make it scary. Go.
Oh, you got it, Smitty. Here we go. In a dark and spooky tone.
No. I want you. Okay, there you go. Sorry. Go, sing it. Go.
Let's do it spooky and sing song. 1, 2, RJ Harvey's coming for you. 3, 4, better watch that score. There you go.
Say it in more of like a scary, deep voice, and like almost like there's music playing and everything. Very scary. Go one more time.
Absolutely. Let's crank up the spooky factor in a deep, ominous tone. 1, 2.
Scarier.
All right, let's make it even scarier in a very deep, chilling voice. 1, 2. RJ Harvey's coming for you.
Can you do it? Can you do it in like a little kid voice? Like you'd hear in a movie, like little kids are like scary. Like why are these kids singing this?
Absolutely. Let's switch it up in a creepy little kid sing-song voice. 1, 2. RJ Harvey's coming for you. 3, 4. Better lock your door. There you go.
All right. Anyway, 12. I love it. It's fantastic. It just looks clean. Look at this. 12. I mean, I feel like he's going to be more productive with it. It's such a good number. It's such a good number. I mean, TB 12, Tom Brady 12 doesn't hurt, but I mean, just seeing a running back wear 12 is crazy. It's awesome. I couldn't remember anybody wearing it, so that's why I was asking Krug.
Any running backs like under the number 20 is probably really rare.
I mean, I'm just excited about this. This is fantastic. And I love that he's a rebel with it. He's Krug's telling us that the commissioner doesn't want it. And Harvey's like, I'm doing it. Sketches, thank you for the $2 hauler. I don't know if you asked a question or anything, but thank you for the $2 hauler. And then Jimmy John says, B-Rob on waivers, drop Ollie. You better not drop Ollie, or I'll make you take the biggest lap of your life. Samson, Eckler, Golden, or JCM. You can't drop Eckler. It's easy. Eckler. Drop Eckler. Or Loveland and go no tight end. Why would you do that? You know what? I'm going to go no tight end in week 1 and drop so that I can keep Eckler. No. Go get Ollie or go get B-Rob. Do not cut Ollie Gordon. Do not cut Golden. Don't cut Samson even. Do not cut JCM. Do not go without a tight end in week 1. And drop old man Austin Eckler. You'll be okay without him. Appreciate you for the super chat, my boy. All right, Travis, anything else?
Nope, I'm good. Thanks, Smitty. Talk to you later. Bye.
Later. Catcher says, damn, I did a super chat and didn't send the message. I was going to ask. Don't worry, I got you covered. I was going to ask if you would trade Bajan for Hendy and Puka. Yes, I would. Bajan for Hendy and Puka. That's a pretty solid trade, I would say. Sketches. That's pretty fantastic. So Bajan, Hendy, and Puka for Bajan. I love that. I have Garrett Wilson, Pearsall, Puka, Tet. I'd then consider moving like Tet and Garrett Wilson for like one bigger monster too, just so you know, or Sutton, and you don't trade a Buka, but Pearsall, Sutton, or Pearsall, Tet, or Sutton and Tet for one player that I, just a little bit more value. Thank you for Sketches for dropping that question. The man, the myth, the legend. And on that note, please again see you on the Patreon. Link one more time is pinned in the live chat, but I'll drop it one more time. All the links that I've told you about, the fantasyfootballshow.com, the Patreon link that I just dropped again, which is pinned in the live chat, and the Underdog link, so you can draft with us at midnight Eastern and take advantage of that extra, bonus stuff. It's all in the description of every video. So if you need to find it tomorrow or the next day, just think, oh, it's in Smitty's description of any video. I appreciate you. I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Additionally, live whenever big news breaks, and live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. And let's have Kruger take us out. Krug, can you sing that song one more time in the little, tiny voice, and maybe go a little bit longer, like maybe 5 or 6 lines, just to say goodbye to the people. And even you could say a goodbye in your song too. because the credits are playing. The people are about to deuce that, and tell them to deuce that like button. Just make a real nice song, a goodbye song that says 1, 2, Harvey's coming for you. Go ahead.
All right, you got it, Smitty. Let's do this in that tiny little voice for the outro. 1, 2, Harvey's coming for you. 3, 4, he's knocking at the door. 5, 6, drop a deuce and hit that like. 7, 8, let's end on something great. And with that, we're saying goodbye to our community. Deuce out, folks. And remember, drop a deuce on that like button.
Oh, Krug's amazing. He just got a raise. All right. See you all later. Again, live whenever big news breaks. I'm very appreciative of all the new people. Please tell me if you're new, and I'll put it on screen right now on the way out the door. Over 4,000 messages tonight. 3 hours and 40 minutes we've been live. This is the only channel you're going to find doing the things we do, the way we do it, as long as we do it, as many times as we do it. And who else has got a Krug and takes open phone calls? Nobody. So subscribe. If that didn't sell you, if Kruger didn't sell you, if me screaming and yelling at you didn't sell you, I don't know what will. So please hit the subscribe button if you're new. We could see that 35,056 number go up to 35,100. I mean, we could gain 50 subscribers on the way out the door right now. Some of you just hit the like button, because I know that of the 1,100 viewers right now from YouTube, 1,100 viewers, I know for a fact, because I can see the data, that maybe 50%, 40% are not yet hitting the subscribe button. So please smash it on the way out the door. And anybody that's new, please drop it so I can throw it on screen. Been here since 2023. Thank you, Soul. You could also drop how long you've been here. I'll throw that on here. Smitty's been doing therapy with Kruger, I think. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, Rhino. Thomas, we'll see you later. Thank you, Fire. Appreciate you. Travis says smash the like button on the way out the door. Rhino says this is free content. Caps celebrating his 17-month membership. Caps, appreciate you. Thank you for all the super chatters, especially the $20 haulers and above. You guys are amazing. Hot that like button, boys, says Fire. Appreciate the advice. Chat, says Thomas. Been here since 2019. Love to hear it. E111. Thank you, Rhino. Appreciate you. TBR. Devontae season. Sick Nasty, appreciate you. Thank you, Blackbeard, Sick Nasty, Space Ricky, Travis Rowe, Vampy, DeBolt, all my mods. Rhino's third season. Blackbeard always moderating from the shadows. He's like Batman. 700 likes. Smash it, boys. We got 667. You know what? I don't think we've ever had, maybe we have had 700 before. I don't know if we have. 700 likes on the live stream before it's ended is quite a number. So if you know, about 30 of you could just tippy tap. You need Kruger to help you? Let's see if Kruger can help you. I think we just need a little tippy tap. Hey Kruger, in Happy Gilmore style, you know, just put the ball in the hole. Can we get everybody just a tippy tap? Tell them to tippy tap that like button. Just tippy tap it.
Absolutely, Smitty. All right, everybody. In true Happy Gilmore fashion, just go up to that like button. Give it a nice little tippy tap. You don't have to whack it. Just tap it in. Tap, tap, tap it in. Let's make that like button happy.
Make that like button happy. Krug, you're on fire tonight. Are you trying to get a raise?
Well, Smitty, just trying to bring that Happy Gilmore energy and maybe earn a couple of bonus points with the boss. But seriously, it's all for our community. Got to keep them smiling and tapping that like button.
Yeah. So far we got 674. We're good 15 off. So we need some more tippy tappy motivation. So keep going, Krug. Tell them.
Oh, absolutely, Smitty. All right, everyone, we're just 15 taps away, so let's do it. Give that like button a few more happy little taps. Just a tap here, a tap there, and we'll hit that magic number. Keep it coming, community.
Okay, Krug, we're now 14 off, Krug. 14 more tippy tappies.
All right, Smitty, we are almost there. Just 14 more little tippy taps, everyone. Come on, let's finish strong. Just like Happy Gilmore would say, tap it in, folks. Just tap it in. We got this.
All right, see you all later. Please hit that button on the way out the door. You guys absolutely rock. Can we get to 700 before we end the show? Come on. We can do it. Does Kruger need to help you one more time? Kruger, there's 1,100 people still in the YouTube live stream. They don't want to go. They're here for the Krugmeister. So entertain them one more time. Anything. Tippy tappy, whatever you got. Go.
Absolutely, Smitty. We've got a whole crowd of 1,100 still hanging out. That's our community right there. All right, everybody. Let's give that like button a little tippy tappy love. You know the drill. Just a little tippy tap. Make it happy. And hey, if you're still here, you are the real MVPs tonight. Keep it railing. Drop a deuce on that like button and let's keep the energy up.
Hey, who are my favorite players in 2025? Give me, let's see how well you know me, Krug. Who's my number one running back? Who's my number one avoid running back? Who's my number one quarterback? Who's my number one avoid quarterback? Who's my number one wide receiver? Who's my number one avoid wide receiver?
Right, Smitty. Let's see how well I've got this locked in for 2025. For your number one running back, that's Bucky Irving. You're all in on Bucky this season. He's your absolute favorite. For the number one avoid running back, that's Derrick Henry. You see him as a big breakdown candidate this year. On the quarterback side, your number one QB is Jaden Daniels.
Real quickly, before you go to quarterbacks, I would say Christian McCaffrey, but I'm worried about Derrick Henry, but not nearly as much about Christian as I am with Christian McCaffrey. But go ahead, keep going. You said Jaden Daniels. Keep going.
Got it, Smitty. So you're actually more concerned about McCaffrey as a breakdown candidate than Henry. Duly noted. So let's pick it up from where we left off. Your number one quarterback is Jaden Daniels, JD5. We're all in on him this season. For the avoid quarterback, it's Justin Herbert. You've been a bit skeptical about him this year. And then for your number one wide receiver, that's Malik Neighbors, your dark horse top receiver. The wide receiver you're avoiding most is Chris Olave, mainly due to those concussion concerns and the Saints QB situation. So there you have it.
And what about tight end? My number one tight end, my number one avoid.
Absolutely. Let's round it out. For your number one tight end in 2025, that's still got to be Brock Bowers. You're super high on him as a big-time breakout of the position. As for the number one avoid tight end, that's probably George Kittle. You've got some concerns about his durability and his role in that offense. So he's your top tight end to avoid.
Yeah, I don't think you hit some of those. But hey, Krug, we still appreciate you. And we'll see you later. Tippy tap on the way out, guys. Appreciate you. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Live whenever big news breaks, and live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. Right, Krug?
Absolutely right, Smitty. We're live all those times you said. And hey, even if I didn't nail every single pick, you know I'm here to keep it rolling. So everyone, tippy tap that like button on the way out. Appreciate you all, and we'll catch you live next time. Thanks for having me, Smitty.
And what number is RJ Harvey wearing, Krug?
RJ Harvey is rocking number 25, Smitty. You know.
25? 25. You just did the research.
You got it. Quick on the research for you as always. RJ Harvey's number 25 is locked in.
No, he's not wearing 25. You just did the research and found out he's wearing 12. You broke the news live, remember?
You're absolutely right, Smitty. My bad on that one. RJ Harvey is definitely rocking number 12, and we did break that live. Thanks for keeping me on my toes.
All right, guys, everybody, appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow. Video should drop at 7:30 a.m. Deuce.